radios aren't small. He's got big radio balls, 'cause he's a hostile Julio. In the swing club at midnight, wears a flower 'cause he's too shy.
Yes.
Tries to skate like a Jedi, 'cause he's a hostile Julio. Jorge the hostile Julio.
Why are you airing shit like this?
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a bearded comedy star whose regime took over a tropic isle south of Florida. They ran from the big fat Cuban man who conquered their island home with freedom flights for a wealthy few, and the rest had to take a boat or build a raft and float. Cubans fought to get it back, but quickly gave it up. After giving the Bay of Pigs a try, and the Air Force didn't show up. They floated into Miami and put their politicians in place, like Mayor Dinas and Suarez too. So Carolina, an alien, we're all here on alien time.
Okay, 10:02, 560 WQAM. Neil's not here. Duh. He's out, well, you heard him talking about it all day yesterday. He's out having a procedure. But we knew that everybody was going to be upset if he wasn't here, so I talked him into taking a wireless microphone along with him so that we could, like, just pot it up anytime we wanted to. There it is, anytime we want. We can just hear the procedure in action going on right there. He's getting a camera. Is that what they do? Because they're saying all these big, long words yesterday, and I was really trying not to pay any attention, even though it's the, the shape of things to come for you and me. First me, then you, eventually. The wife keeps trying to talk me into going in for the physical kind of thing. I'm like, no. When I'm 40, then I'll start, taking it all seriously and everything. Because you know how we are, us macho guys. We don't want to get prodded and poked and sit there on a table in a paper gown and those stories we were getting yesterday. Now I really want to go. After, like, that lady where they come in with a staff of students of 5 people. Hey, we're all going to, have a hand in it, so to speak. No pun intended. But, so now I'm really eager to go in for any kind of that stuff. So that's where he is today. He's trying to get a grip on this flu or whatever it is that he's got. He's having his insides checked out. They're taking a camera in there, and they're going to go all the way through, all the way up and out. If I could find that drop, I'd play it. But I have a different board here. Oh, here it is. Rectum. All the way up in there and out his nose. Like that thing we were watching the other day when I was doing the show, and we had it on the health thing on She TV or whatever it was, and they went up this guy's nose, and I thought it was something else there for a second. I mean, it looked almost the same. So are we going to even try to not talk about the Elion thing today? Maybe I should just get it out of the way early and then go on to this email that I got.
Fight it, man. Fight it
long and hard.
Can.
I tried to get material. I was online last night I was with the U.S. Census Bureau, and why am I so stupid? Probably because I was really baked by the time I went and sat down in front of the computer trying to find some statistical information about the Cuban Americans so that we could actually get, compare. And I tried searching for just Cuban anything. You know what I'm saying? I just did every kind of search on every kind of search engine I could for Cuban anything. All that I really found besides the anti-Castro groups here, guess what there's more of on the computer? Pro-Castro, pro-commie, socialist sites. I was shocked and dismayed. Not that I want to sound like Joseph McCarthy, but can it be true that there are actually still people out there that think that communism is a good idea? I mean, it might have sounded nice when Marx wrote all that stuff down, all glowing. People doing what they need to do and just taking what they need to take. Sounds real nice, right? No greed. If you could separate greed from humanity, which you can't. And that's why it doesn't work. No one's going to go to work unless there's an incentive, which is why it doesn't work. I mean, would you be here if you weren't getting paid as much as you love me?
I could have not been here today.
You could have not been here today, as a matter of fact. but you love me and you're getting paid.
True.
Your deep devotion to me wouldn't bring you here if you weren't getting paid. You wouldn't do this for the fun of it.
Plus, I hope you say my name on the air 50 or 100
Joe
times.
Costello, Joe Costello, Joe Costello, Motorsports Saturday.
You're the man.
That's right.
Made it all worth it.
Nevertheless, you get paid for that also. There's an incentive program. I mean, that's nothing new. You're not going to go to work if you're not getting paid for it. Who would? When there's sitting around to do, when there's TV to watch. Speaking of that, by the way, I was right on with Malcolm in the Middle. They set a record, or at least almost a record. You haven't watched it yet. They repeated it, the Malcolm in the Middle. Fox's second largest premier audience, second only to, come on, right, Simpsons. I mean, they hyped it. They hyped it up, and obviously they were following The Simpsons, so it was, it was a shoo-in to have a big audience. But thank God, it actually beat Who Wants to Be a Freaking Stinking Millionaire, which is an awful show. Those shows and their copycat shows have humongous audiences. 28.22 million. This is just the preliminary stuff. In between searching for Cuban information, I actually this was on the Yahoo opening page thing that I have programmed on my computer. And there it was, the preliminary Nielsen's for Malcolm in the Middle and stuff like that. Speaking of TV, anybody see Dharma and Greg last night? Very, very good episode. I wish I had it on tape.
I saw the trailer, the preview.
With the
Them and another
secretary,
babe?
that babe, the character's name was Kim, I think. I don't know what the actress's name was. She looks kind of familiar, but then not. First of all, beautiful face, beautiful figure with breasts and a shapely ass and everything, not some skinny Lucy Liu or Portia de Rossi Auschwitz victim ugly face beanpole, with all due respect to Joe and his taste.
Thank you.
But she was dressed right, as in, the mini skirt with a slit to boot. The highlight of the show was when her and Dharma did the Forbidden Dance. She was auditioning new secretaries, and part of the audition for the secretaries was they had to dance with Dharma. And they were doing a dance thing, and they did this kind of like a rumba thing, where you have the Forbidden Dance thing. I'm using hand gestures. The audience can't see it. The kind of thing where you intertwine your leg. Do you know what I'm saying? Each person's thigh is in the other person's crotch. That's how the dance ended. And then Kim, I'm going to call her Kim because I think that's what the character's name was, dipped Dharma all the way backwards, so bent her all the way backwards with their crotches pressed together. It was a freeze frame moment if you had a video of it. I mean, God, where's my drop for that? Talk about instant attention. Because I was on the computer kind of off and on, like come eat dinner, go back to the computer. I wanted to find some crap to talk about today besides Elion. And now everybody's going to talk about how this Rodriguez lady, thanks for having the same last name as me, by the way. She's not uncute, this judge. We don't know what she looks like under the robes. I'm reserving judgment because some people can have cutesy, chubby faces, and then you see the rest of them is actually shaped like the robe. Do you know what I'm saying? For example, Christina Ricci. Looking at her face, you would think that she's heavier than she is because she's got that round kind of face. So everybody's talking about, all these allegations that she... They're saying, the stories that I'm hearing are so convoluted, it's not even funny. She had the same PR guy 2 years ago and paid him and his wife money for her election. And people are saying it's a conflict of interest and things like that. Maybe so. Maybe so. She should have, I think, because let's all speculate here. I think she should have said that she knew this person who's involved with the family now. Even though, according to him, the Gutierrez guy, who they were both involved in, this is the common person. According to him, they've only had one contact since he worked on her campaign 2 years ago. But since you're supposed to, like all the legal beagles that are coming out saying, since you're supposed to avoid even the appearance of a conflict of interest, and I agree with that concept, you're supposed to avoid the appearance, she should have at least said something, if not disqualified herself. But these cases are assigned randomly. People think that, they gave it to her on purpose. The powers that be gave it to her on purpose because they knew that she was in bed with these people. That's some of the crap that I'm hearing. Well, they assign the cases randomly. It's like a lottery when you deal with family family issues and family courts like that. But I think she should have said something, just like the guy said, to avoid the semblance, the appearance of impropriety. 10:10 on 560 WQAM.
This is 560 QAM.
Estoy estrangulando el pollo para acá.
Swing Club swinging on Saturday night. The price of admission, $150. A bottle of Bacardi rum, $17.99 when it's on sale at Albertsons. Contraceptives, free. The look on Joe Costello's face when he sees a pair of an old man's oozing balls hovering over his face, priceless. Masturbation cards. It's everywhere a race car driver wants to be, even if he can't drive a stick.
10:15 560 WQAM 5670560 pound 560 on AT&T wireless toll free nationwide 877-785-NEIL, which is 6345 877-785-6345. Should I bring up the email? Because I finally got around to checking my email. I'm lazy. I go for like 4 or 5 days a week at a time, and then it just like takes an hour and a half for all of it to load up. Especially people keep sending attached files. Don't do that yet. People sending little bits and comedy things. We can't interface yet from here at the studio. Eventually, very soon, hopefully very soon, we'll have a computer in here where we can download the bits right into the board and play them right there.
He's an asshole.
Just like that, whatever you want to send us. We must have gotten 10, 20 copies at least of that Christmas thing with the Jews. Whatever that was, that Mambo number 5 parody over the holidays. Matzah number 5, which is a good bit. We have it on CD. 20 people must have emailed the thing to me, to the site at least, because I get all the mail that goes to the site. Even the Neil mail, because he isn't going to read it. A lot of people don't know that. I get all these emails to Neil ripping me. So I get to delete them all. But I got an email from somebody that is a fan of the show, and they don't like the clubs. They like the activity, the adventure and stuff. And they enjoy pharmaceuticals like we do, and they want to exchange pictures. I'm not going to read the email or say the guy's name. Now I'm all intimidated again, like when Mr. and Mrs. X called, feeling all inadequate. Better jump on that treadmill right away. As a matter of fact, if I had read the email before it was too late, before 11 o'clock at night, I would have jumped on the treadmill. But I was already busy and baked by the time I read the email. And the wife's all squirrely like, "What did you email them back?" I said, "What do you want me to email them back?" Because I thought she would have pressed the delete key for me, because she's even more scared than I am. So I guess we better get in shape, since we're going to be getting emails and things like that, people calling up and propositions. By the way, double whammy on Channel 10 this morning. First we had the Voyeur Show with Sally at 9 o'clock, and now we have the...
It's not...
What do you want to be when you grow up, Julie?
And I think this is a repeat. My teenage daughter is addicted to sex. One of them, they flashed under her as she, how they have them backstage doing the poses. They flash under her in therapy because of her sex addiction. Why do they want to cure that? I mean, I understand she's underage now, but she's not going to be. And we don't want her cured. I mean, the parents, that might make them crazy. You ever notice, and you'll see as the show goes on, if the girl herself, who's the teen slut, isn't fat, her mom is. What's the point? The point is that if you're a grody looking mom, your daughter is going to do everything in her power to distance herself from you and be whatever it is that you are not, to make up for it, because for some reason it affects the kids. That's been other shows. Having parents who embarrass you cause your children to go out and do crazy things in order to distance themselves from you. What are you looking at? Their yeah.
I think you're a little punk.
Does your team...
So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm all distracted by Joe getting inside calls. But you're leaving. You're leaving for skiing, like right after the show?
Half hour after the show.
Half hour after the show. I do appreciate you coming in and whatnot.
Well, I wanted to be a part of this fantastic...
You wanted to be a part of this incredibly fantastic. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today, but do my best not to talk about the alien thing. What more is there to say about it? I would just like to sit back. There you go. Joe's got his no alien sign that racist bitch Renee sent into Neil. I say that only because of, not because of the buttons. I'm as tired of the whole alien thing as anybody else. But she takes a shot in her letter there talking about she's tired of people coming over to this country and getting things for free. Who's that? Where do I go get my free stuff? But that's all, part of that same old myth. As a matter of fact, partially that's what inspired me to go and get these stats so that, I could read them off of the U.S. Census Bureau site once and for all. But as I explained to Joe before the show, I could only print up half the table. I'm not so computer savvy as I would like to be. I can figure out how to do things on my computer eventually, but if it's not immediately apparent, it'll take me a while. So I finally found some tables. I found the whole report, and I wasn't going to download this hundreds of page full census report with the Adobe thing, and I tried to read it right there on my screen, but the print was so small on that file that I was going to ruin my eyes. I was getting in there and squinting really closely, and I was going to ruin my eyes. And I didn't want to print up hundreds and hundreds of pages. When I did that tax thing, when I was researching the Church of Bacchus tax codes and whatnot, the IRS publication was big enough you could actually scroll through on your computer, find the pages you want, and then just print those up. Not so on the census site. But finally, after a whole lot of looking, I found the U.S. Census Bureau sites with all of these Hispanic statistics and comparing them to the non-Hispanics and non-Hispanic whites. Unfortunately, I only printed up the left side of the table because it's one of those it was wider than the screen where you had to go back and forth. And it was really tough comparing when you had to keep scrolling up and over. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then you'd lose your place. And I wasn't going to sit there and write these things down on a Post-it note. I was already bleary-eyed. It already took me an hour and a half just to find the crap. Their site is a mess, the U.S. Census Bureau. It may look all glitzy, but try to find what you want. I mean, I approached it every way I knew how. And then once I got there, I couldn't find my way back. I tried to come back later on and fiddle with it some more. And when you go to edit, there's editing software, Netscape, Netscape Explorer, whatever it is. Netscape has editing software. You select a page, you can edit it. Unfortunately, when it goes to edit it, it eliminated all the tables. You know what I'm saying? It just scrunched everything over in one column on the left. And then you have to rebuild it. And I didn't have the time to do that. So I've got half stats and everything. I was proud. I was actually very proud of the Cuban American statistics there. Right up there with the white Anglos. Won some, lost some. Lost more than one, actually. When you consider that, most of us just got here, not me, but the other people, it's pretty good. Pretty good stats. I would have been happy to read them, but I only got half the page. But anyway, what got me onto that besides Renee and the buttons and the no Elion buttons? We're all tired of it. Let's just watch what happens if the INS is going to forcibly deport this kid. We'll watch, and hopefully people won't get pissed off and block traffic, which is the only thing that I'm really concerned with at this point, is number one, being able to watch what I want on TV without being inundated with all this crap. I mean, how many more times do we have to see the front of their house? Thank God it's nice, well, no, it's not nice, it's medium. It's a typical little Havana residential area. But how many more times do we have to see their front yard with all these people milling around and all these cameras and the boom mics hanging over the fence? It's got nothing to do with our lives here, as it has been said. We just want to go on with it. No, people don't want their soap operas canceled anymore. What kind of crap is that? Canceling. Do you know how hysterical the women get when you cancel their stories? They go nuts. Talk about. And they're, you know what? And they're probably canceling the novellas on Spanish language television also. You want to talk about hysteria. Now, this woman's upset because her son is sexually active.
Brandon, 14, has slept with over 200 women.
That's what Brandon says. I think Brandon's a lying sack of crap, if you ask me.
Brandon, 14, has sex for money.
Well, you know what? If Brandon has had sex with 200 women, he's probably had sex with 400 men if he's having sex for money.
He looks happy.
Because there are way more men paying for sex than women. Brandon looks like a dork.
A 12-year-old girl.
Talk about timing. Oh, a 12-year-old girl. They're all Southern. So maybe he has had sex with 200 females. Maybe some of them he wasn't related to. So what's it going to be? I've got music. Don't want to talk about Elion. We've got Israel. Israel's doing the right thing. We might see an end to terrorist bombings if Barak gets his way. Good guy. Ehud Barak. He's actually giving it up or giving it back, I should say, to the Palestinians. Now, I know that's going to piss off a lot of people out there, our Jewish brothers and sisters, and there were a lot of protesters in Tel Aviv yesterday, the day before, I don't know which. But it's the right thing to do. It's a mighty white thing to do, to give some of the land back and get this peace thing behind you already. I have a tear over it. Why does it affect our lives? Because we're the ones that are getting bombed, because we help them. We, the United States, help them take over the land, and now the Arabs hate us. Or at least some of them do. The Arabs that we bailed out, during that whole Kuwait thing, they like us. I'd rather have the Arabs liking us so that they don't blow us up. And so the Palestinians are getting some land back, and they're going to probably be able to create their own state. They're sharing a little bit of Jerusalem, which is the right thing to do, and makes me happy. Warms the cockles of my heart when I see people making peace, even if it is on the other side of the world, just because, they take their frustrations out on us. Not just because that. It's just nice. It's just nice to open up the paper and actually see people hashing things out, in spite of the fact that it pisses off a whole bunch of other people who would just rather keep the land they stole. 26 after 10 on 560 WQAM.
Wake up with the first team. Joe Rose, Jeff DeForest, and Steve Goldstein. Weekday mornings at 6. Only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Start looking. Hello, I'm Tommy from Thai Tommy, saying for the best Thai food and the best service. As long as you're not black, come on down to Thai Tommy on South Beach. We don't like black people. They don't tip well. Besides, why black people want to eat Thai food anyway? We don't have fried chicken on the menu. Oh, wait, I forget. We have a spare ribs. Lu Ching, Gai Chao, put the spare ribs on menu. So, if you're not black, come on down to Thai Tommy. Come to think of it, those damn gay people, we don't like them either. Sure, they tip food, but they talk too loud with funny lips. They serve other customers, no come back. So, no gay, no black. And while we're at it, Latin people, you make reservation for 7:15. Don't show up at 8:20 and expect your table. We give it to someone else already. Latin people always late. No black, no gay, no Latin in Thai Tommy. And Jewish people, you stop bickering over bill. Who cares who have what? Pay when I go. Settle outside. Takes 45 minutes trying to divide a bill. We don't want you here. No Jew, no black, no fag, no Cuban. And white people, you think you're better than everybody else? Complain too much if we don't kiss your ass. You no come back. No white, no black, no Jew, no Latinos, no gay. Everybody else, for the best Thai food, come on down to Thai Tommy on the beach. Hurry before we have to close.
29 before 11, 560 WQAM, 5670560, same number for Data or Broward. AT&T Wireless customers can call for free on pound 560 and toll-free nationwide 877-785-6345. The old man is out getting a tube stuck up his ass, this time for medical purposes. Just kidding. Just remember, he's not into that. So speaking of the restaurant thing, we had a nice lunch yesterday. It was an adequate lunch, I got to say. On the average, it was merely adequate. Should I name the place? Should I,
I can't even remember.
The Black Bean Cafe. And we were looking for Las Vegas restaurant. The original Las Vegas Cuban restaurant used to be on 441. I forget exactly where, Sheridan, Sterling, somewhere up there. And we were just driving north hoping to find it. We found this place instead and went in there, and it was good. The meat was good. The fried bananas were good. The black beans were mediocre. You know who actually has good black beans is Pollo Tropical. They actually have some good, creamy black beans. Not the best in the world, but better than you'd expect to find at a fast food place. And speaking of fast food, if you're going to make a fast food Cuban restaurant, why not make it with the steaks like we had yesterday instead of chicken? I mean what are the rice things that they have? I forget. Joe, what are those things called? Are these just assholes calling and hanging up and stuff like that? Driving Joe nuts here. Hang-ups?
Something's wrong with line 1 as
Really?
soon as I try to pick it up.
Hello? Hello? We didn't reset the phones today.
Yes, we did.
We did? You did? You reset the phones? Let's do a test. Here's the mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hey, George. How you doing?
All right.
Just saw Malcolm in the Middle last night, and it was a hysterical show. It's nice to see that there's a show out there that is actually true to life, so to speak.
I hope they just keep going in that direction, because usually the pilots don't, they don't bust everything out on the pilot.
Right.
But they're one like the kid on the phone calling from military academy. And he's really enjoying the homoerotic atmosphere, and then in the background the guys are doing the push-ups with the other guy holding the guy's spread legs. That floored me.
I love the part where they're fighting and no one's answering the door, so Mom opens the door and a rat.
Oh yeah, no, that was a hit. And she's shaving Dad, and Dad is standing there naked, holding the paper in front of his crotch, and their lawn. I'm
loving that show, man.
So
and
let's keep
the
going.
Kid. Yeah, the kid wants to go to Gift, and he's like, I don't want to be with the kids.
But yeah, if they keep in that direction, I'll keep watching.
Yeah, it was nice to see because it's a lot of people, they don't probably live that crazy, but a lot of things they can relate to a lot of things.
That's
like
way more typical than Leave It to Beaver.
Exactly.
You didn't catch Dharma and Greg by any chance, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I watched the 70s show, and it wasn't as good as it usually
No, it was. It was a little weak yesterday.
Yeah, the Candyland bit.
Yeah, whatever. It got old. We didn't see Donna in any kind of sexy outfit.
No, we didn't. So, whatever.
I like it when she takes her shirt off and gets under the covers. They could just keep repeating that one episode.
Yeah, she looks really smashing, baby.
She is. I've got her picture in the other studio there.
All right, man. Gotta run. Take care.
Take it easy. Thanks for doing our phone test. Do not pick up. Line 1 is out of order. Okay. What are you doing? Just putting it on permanent hold or something?
I tried. It won't even let me do that.
Okay.
Do you see that?
I see it.
That's weird.
That'll work. I won't pick that up.
Don't pick it up.
So anyway, before you go and answer these other calls, don't you think, because you had the bread,
man.
You had the bread and you had the steak. We had palomilla steak with onions and everything like that. The Cuban bread, which is like Italian or French bread, we explained the differences, little thin crust and soft in the middle. You can get Cuban sandwiches at these little diners that I was telling you about, where it's just like a length of bread with one of those steaks like we had for lunch inside of it with the onions, and sometimes you can get lettuce and tomatoes and things like that on there. Now, wouldn't that be a good sandwich? Instead of like a Philly cheesesteak, you could have a Cuban onion steak, for example. Sometimes they put those little shoestring potatoes in the sandwich for crunch. You ever put chips in your sandwich? Like tuna? You put potato chips
really.
in there?
I'm not into that.
Oh, it's for the crunch. Like you like pickles for the crunch. Anyway, you can get those at the Cuban diners. You can get medianoches, which, like the poison one that Neil had, or you can get what's called a Cuban sandwich, which is just steak with the onions on the bread, and plus lettuce and tomatoes if you want, and things like that. That's what they should have at the drive-through fast food Cuban restaurants. You get a Cuban restaurant sandwich with like maybe some beans or the little banana chips, the little plantain chips, the tostones that we had. If you take your gringo friend to a Cuban restaurant for the first time, don't let them eat the maduros. The maduros look gross, and unless they're done just right, they don't taste good. Order tostones. Those went over okay. Those went over well. The banana chips, the fried bananas. But I don't know why the Pollo Tropical doesn't have that. Their pork is good at Pollo Tropical, and their chicken's good, but I don't see it's knife and fork chicken. It's not like the Colonel where you can grab it, with your fingers. So that's not fast. If you have to eat it with a knife and fork, that's not fast food, to me. You should, everything should fit in a little container that you can eat with a spork, maybe. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Eddie.
Okay, thank you very much. Glad to see he's out there. We're going to get all the chronics again today. Is this going to be like a repeat of Monday? I hope not. I don't care if it is, quite frankly. I actually listened to some CDs and found some things to play, so we don't have to just audition them on the air. I can just play some things that I know are good. I know it's frustrating. Line 1, you got to ignore it. Just let it ring. Maybe you tried to put it on permanent hold, and that doesn't work?
Nothing works. Nothing
Hello?
works.
Hello? I know what we can do. Have Duff reset the phones over there. Might not do anything, might do something, I don't know. We'll try it. You can do it during the break, which we'll take right now, as a matter of fact. 22 till 11 on QAM.
QAM drops the green flag with Motorsports Saturday.
Oh!
Saturday mornings at 6 with Joe Costello. Right here on Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Look at the tits on that blonde, man.
I am me and she has no idea we're together. I see clear through a two-way mirror, I see his eyes. I'm spying, sitting on a milk crate, hoping that the bugs don't come. Ladies' wear department, taking off their garments. Man, I've been a bad employee, took my knickers down. I am a breast man, and I'm impressed, ma'am. They are enormous. Look at those boobs. Waiting for my thing to harden, looking towards a bust. If a bra's undone, take my covers out before it starts to rain. I am a breast man. Take off your dress, ma'am. They are enormous. Look at those boobs, look at those boobs.
Okay.
Sexy texture, 12-ounce bounces. Don't you think the stroke belongs to you? See how they heave like two bags of leaves with twisted ties. I'm rising. Stroke is interrupted. Jamming up the same one eye. Bloody boss approaching, he will be encroaching. I better see if he arouses before I do. Pressure suppressed man. I am a stressed man. I need a ball rush. Go dance the blue, go dance the blue. Look at those boobs, look at those boobs, those boobs.
16 before 11, 560 WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, and toll-free nationwide, which is busy right now, but won't be. Why are you taking a Miami call on line 9? Here's what we do with that. Whoops. We just hang right up on them. Of course, you could have explained nicely that that's for non-local people.
I didn't even think.
I know you're not thinking about it. You're not even here. You're on two phones at once. It's a crazy thing. You're on your mobile. You're on the inside line. You got your limousine waiting to take you to the airport so you can go snowboarding. And I'm jealous. What?
Helicopter.
Yeah? Hovercraft.
How can they get in on that line anyway?
Because there's no lockout.
Why not?
Well, because of the wonderful things he does.
Well, you better get one.
Yeah.
I demand it.
And a lockout, too. So Sally had voyeurs and voyeur sites. Well, actually, she had a panel of people who are on voyeur sites where they have the cameras in their houses. And then they had this one guy who was busted for being a peeping Tom, and a therapist who Joe and I both wanted to see naked. Where's her open window so that we can peek into it? Saying that the voyeur sites were bad. And I'm sorry, no, I'm not a therapist, and I don't treat these people. But it just seems to me, just simple logic, that if you're a voyeur and you want to look in on people, if you have a website you can go to do that, that's going to keep you out of people's backyards. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You have a window on your laptop, or on your desk in the privacy of your own home. People who knock pornography and say that it encourages rape and things like that. No, it doesn't. If anything, it does the opposite. Because people who are horny, who are frustrated, and I know that, the rape doesn't have to, much to do with sexuality. Not much anyway. But if you have an itch and you have a way to scratch it, you're going to scratch it. If that doesn't work, if scratching it one way doesn't work, then you're going to go off and do all these other crazy things. But repression is what leads to deviation. Sublimation leads to, what? I wish I could rhyme something with that, but not. Sublimation is when you replace one thing with another. So instead of crawling around in somebody's backyard or climbing up a tree or something like that, you just stay home and go to the internet and go to one of these sites like these people had on there. And the one family, and you missed it, you came in before or after they had already done their talking. Dad has taken pictures of his daughter for the website. Now, I'm sorry. We're about as, I don't know what the word is, liberal, unconventional as any family could be. That's not right. Unless you're like a nudist family and that's just your lifestyle, is you're a nudist and everybody's out there and you take a picture of the family playing volleyball and, that's one thing. But this dad's taking sexy shots of his daughter to put on the web for money, which, it's like a family business kind of thing. I'm speechless is what I am. I'm just trying to, I can't even picture it in my head. My brain, but usually when I see something that's shocking, I like to think it through. Go on a little mental journey. It's like, all right, before you condemn it, just think about it for a second. I can't even bring myself to that. Obviously, my daughter's too young to be, I guess there are sites What am I talking about? There are sites that cater, it's a god-awful, unfortunate thing that there are pedophiles and out there, but there are kiddie porn sites out there. But what a crazy, crazy thought. If I was 80 and my daughter was 50, I couldn't bring myself to look at pictures of her, much less take them. You know what I'm saying? And then, no, it's no problem. Dad takes the pictures, and she was cute, really, really cute. You missed her. You didn't see it. I mean, really cute. And they showed some of the pictures with, of course, the little ribbon across the boobs so that we don't see any of the dirty parts. And she was cute. And Dad's snapping that. No pun intended. Davey, hello. That's Eddie. You can do the call block thing. You could try. It might not work. Might work. Might not work. 12 till 11 on WQAM, 5670560, and pound 560 on the AT&T line. So I think everybody's a voyeur, if you ask me, whether they admit it or not, because all of these hidden video shows get tremendous ratings, whatever they're about. Like, when they catch the guy peeing in the coffee, or the secretary peeing on the boss's chair, or photocopying her nether regions. Everybody watches those shows. They're great. We're all voyeurs. Don't tell me you're not. You're all rubberneckers, except me. I'm the one non-rubbernecker on the planet. I make it a point to just drive right by. Because, think about it. What are you going to see? A head? Some blood? Some intestines? Some gore? Yeah. So go rent Faces of Death. That's another thing, by the way, because people all screaming about the Cubans blocking traffic, and they're absolutely right for saying that, because it's unacceptable. But what about all these rubberneckers? Half the time, a jam on I-95 has nothing to do with what's going on in your travel lanes. It's because some other assholes on the other side. Sometimes it's not even anything good. It's just somebody pulled over, with a cop or something like that. Or maybe somebody just ran off the road into the ditch or something. Hey, I can hear you paging, dude. I hear that paging here. Let me turn that thing off. All right, I turned it off. So everybody's a voyeur. You're all rubberneckers. You're all causing traffic jams by being voyeurs out there, so don't tell me you're not. And we've got this therapist lady on Sally this morning saying that these sites are bad. I say anything that keeps you off the street and in the bedroom, touching yourself, can't be bad. I'd rather have you on your computer than outside my bedroom window. Obviously, you're not going to be out there looking at me, but, Is that off? Am I wrong? No. Stay on the computer. As a matter of fact, the people on the computer, guess what? They put the cameras in their houses themselves. This is what they want to do. They had these other people on there who were totally full of crap, by the way, saying that, oh, no, people aren't tuning in to see us naked and having sex. They just want to, they're just interested in our lives. Sure we are. That's why we're tuning in. We want to see all your angst. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
George, how you doing?
All right, sir.
Yeah, I'm a fellow rubbernecker. Probably the neatest thing, well, if you want to call it neat, I saw on the road after an accident. I actually saw a severed arm.
Oh, that's kind of something.
Yeah, because, we basically, let's say, like, all these people are rubbernecking, and then you're basically just stuck in traffic for like an hour. You're at least saying to yourself, I better see something good.
Well, you're stuck, and then you get up to where it is that the people are rubbernecking right before they speed off, and it's nothing.
Exactly.
Most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, it's nothing.
Nothing.
And then
debris.
you just want to go up and kill those people. It's like, what were you slowing down for, just in case?
Exactly. And George, I don't know if you ever go down to South Beach in the restaurants. I just figured I'd give you a warning never to go to this restaurant I ate in the other day. It's called Maya. You know that lady that does that Cuban, that Spanish talk show, Christina?
Yeah.
With the blonde hair. Well, she has this restaurant down there. It's like a nouveau Mexican style. I got a lot of hype. Let me tell you, it was like $37 a plate, and the portions were like as big as my thumbnail.
That's been my South Beach experience. That's why I don't go down there anymore. Why do I want to go to a place with plastic people, first of all, where I can't find a place to park, and if I do, I'm going to get gouged, to go to an overpriced restaurant and get tiny portions of mediocre food?
Well, seriously, there are some good ones, but that one was by far the worst.
I'm sure there are, but every experience I've had was not the best.
But you are right, the valet parking was $18.
Valet parking, if you could find a place to park.
Exactly. So that's impossible on Saturday. So.
Yeah.
All right, George.
No, not for me anymore. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. The whole South Beach thing. If you could get there, if somebody were smart, they'd build like some big old towering parkade, and maybe then some of us would go down to South Beach. Because once you park, then at least you can walk around and look at the plastic people, even if you don't want to go into any of the restaurants. God awful expensive. Little nouvelle cuisine portions, and sometimes because these are all old hotels that have been refurbished at best, they either smell old and musty or they smell like wet paint. At least all the ones that I was in when I used to go down there, which hasn't been in ages. Maybe the wet paint smell has gone away by now. I don't know. But yeah, not my bag, baby. South Beach. Not that plastic. What?
South Beach is okay.
You go to the clubs. You stand outside the velvet rope like a dork waiting for somebody to pick you and say that you're good enough to come in.
It's not like that.
Okay. If you say so. I mean, I've never done it.
I've
heard other people talking. Just
way.
Hearing other people talk has talked me out of it because I'm not going to stand there like some schlep waiting for somebody to approve me. Sorry. I don't need anybody to approve me. I mean, how degrading could that be? Oh, pick me, let me in. Please let me in so I can spend my money in your place. No thanks. I'll stay home. I'll rent some movies. I'll go rent some Russ Meyer movies and stay home. Speaking of Russ Meyer, you probably don't listen to Hank, Joe. But he called me in on the show. He was wherever he was yesterday at Cool City because he heard me talking about the Russ Meyer movies. And apparently he met Edie Williams, who is one of the Russ Meyer babes, and has some videos and things like that. And I didn't get to the end of the story. I'm going to have to talk to him off the air. He's going to be in today. He's going to be in the building today. Maybe we'll have a repeat. Since I came in on his show from here, maybe he can jump in here and give us the rest of the Edie Williams story, because he was saying, like, she invited him up. This was years ago, probably when they were both better looking than they are now, him and Edie Williams, that she, like, invited him to her room or something like that. I was too busy being an asshole to let him finish the story. So maybe we'll get it today. So I'm thinking, hey, did Hank bone Edie Williams? Is that what he's saying? Or not? Back in the day, when she was a Russ Meyer girl, and she carried around videos and whatnot. He says he has some. If he brings some in, that'll be some good watching. You won't like it because all the girls are going to have, big hairy bushes. Yeah. You won't watch it. Speaking of that, by the way, remember ages ago I trimmed. I didn't shave. I just trimmed it down. I cleaned it up a little bit. And I was all disappointed because the wife didn't notice. She didn't find out until like weeks later when I said it on the air. Apparently. I just want to go on record as saying that when she does a touch-up, I notice. Okay? She's the one that doesn't notice. I notice. Here's Pompano Beach. Hello. Probably going to be Eddie again. Hello? Pompano Beach. Are any of the phone lines working today? Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, George. How you doing? Glad you're on today, actually. I like the way you touch on different topics. In reference to the topic you were just talking about on South Beach, I'm actually a DJ down on South Beach at one of the clubs, and the velvet rope thing is definitely true.
I don't. Sorry, not for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand that you have to keep the dorks out and everything like that, but that stage of my life is over if I ever had that stage. I mean, I don't think I ever would have. At any point in my life, I never would have subjected myself to that kind of thing.
I think, honestly, though, if I didn't work down there, I would definitely not go down there because it's a great opportunity for someone that's in college like me and making money. But that whole fake scene is once I DJ and I leave, that's it. I don't want to be involved.
With the gold and the plastic people and coke everywhere. Well, I guess that's not bad.
No, it's still there. They just moved to ecstasy and other drugs now. But I mean, it's a joke.
True.
I mean, they have no conception of what the real world is.
No, they don't.
Well, I'm glad you're on the show, man,
okay.
and have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
And feel better, Neil. You want to check in on him and see how he's doing?
I pooped my pants.
Okay, he's still alive. He's still doing well. 4 till 11 on 560 WQAM.
Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Fort Lauderdale.
When a moon is hanging out a window, some imbecile is proud of his behind. You've now received way too much info, and the image is burned into your mind. There's nothing grosser than a man with a hairy ass. Man with a hairy ass. A hairy ass. A hairy ass.
Okay. Doesn't help a girl's libido when you wear a tiny Speedo. You can make it look much neater if you buy a good wheat eater. It's a problem that you must solve. Even the baboon is more evolved. A hairy ass.
Are you sure?
A hairy ass. When a girl is lying in a dark room, her brand new lover's naked in her bed. She runs her fingers down his body and lets out a scream that wakes the dead. Her hands are tangled up in his scary hairy ass, his scary hairy ass. A hairy ass, a hairy ass.
1101-560 WQAM 567-0560. Oh, you're welcome. Pound 560 on AT&T Wireless, toll free nationwide. This time there's no Miami call on there. 877-785-6345. That's 877-SUCK-NEIL, who's out today, obviously, getting a procedure done. Speaking of hairy asses. Did you hear the guy yesterday calling, tell him that he's got to, I think it's Paul Harvey Jr., called and told him that he needed to shave his ass before he went in for his procedure, and he invoked your name.
Yeah, I heard that.
I just thought I'd bring it up because it was all about you, baby. That's all we're here for. Coral Springs, hello.
Hey, George, how you doing?
All right.
I'm going back into the hospital for this flu. I can't get rid of it.
Is this Neil?
No, this is Greg.
Just kidding.
This is horrible.
Everybody's got, I think it must be some kind of strain of that flu or something. Everybody I know is sick.
I can't get it out of my chest. I can't get my voice back.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm watching this show. I was watching this show on Maury. And with these teenage girls.
Teenage girls addicted to sex. Oh, yeah, I was watching it, and the hooker, the AIDS-ridden whore, was giving them a pep talk and said, "You don't want to wind up like me," and then she took her teeth out.
But you notice what I noticed?
I thought they got extra if they could take the teeth out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you mean the gumming deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, I noticed all these mothers are pathetic, overweight,
right,
teary-eyed.
Right.
And so these girls, I don't think these girls' problem is sex. I think these girls' problem is their house.
That's what I said at the beginning, because, when you have parents, whatever it is, especially if you're a girl, you identify with your mother because that's how it works. If you're a boy, you identify with dad, at least if you're normal. You know what I'm saying?
If you have no
if mom is embarrassing to you, you're going to do everything that you can to not be like her.
Well, if you have no self-esteem, how do you give it to your child?
That's right. That's absolutely correct, sir.
But anyway, I would be careful. If I had a daughter, I'd make sure that she carried some rubbers in her purse.
We do drills over at my house. She can put a rubber on a banana in 4 seconds flat. With one hand in the dark.
And a mouth dam if she hangs around girls,
That's right.
Melissa, that's
you got to have that mouth, damn it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
You're very welcome. Did he say thank you? What?
You're joking.
Of course I'm joking. What about the drills? The banana drills?
Well, at your house.
It's crazy house. No, we've had lots of sex talks and birth control talks with the kids. That's one advantage of not being religious, is you don't have to tell her that sex is wrong. Having sex a certain way is wrong. It's not the sex that's bad, it's how you do it. That's our approach at our house. And obviously, we have all the age-appropriate kind of talks. And then, we have both of her to tell her, it's not a kind of big deal, honey. You can wait. At least until, I don't know, what's a good age? 16? I just, you know what? I kind of don't even want to know about it. Thank God that mommy's there. It's like, if it's a boy, we made that deal before we even knew what the gender of the child was. It's like, right now, if it's a girl, you're doing the sex talks. If it's a boy, I'm doing the sex talks. And the sex talk goes different for boy or girl. Right?
Hello, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm here to take out your daughter.
I plan to be a gracious host to all of my suitors, all of my daughter's suitors. I'm going to drive them everywhere, give them money. I'll have the kid over for dinner a lot, show him my knife collection, show him, my human skin lampshades, things like that. My shrunken head, my Buffalo Bill brand head in a jar collection, things like that.
Did that stuff scare you?
We'll be tight. We'll be close. What?
Did that kind of stuff scare you away?
When there was involved? Yeah. No, flamethrowers didn't scare me.
Well, there
Pits of spikes and things like that didn't scare me. No, she's a cool kid. We trust her. I'm just very thankful that I'm not the one that has to have the sex talk. That's got to be awkward, is for a dad, and there are single dads out there that have daughters. That's got to be awkward to have the sex talk with your daughter. Yeah. With your son, no problem. Son, wear a rubber and get all you can. That's a sex talk right there. Take their pants off, jump on it, but wear a rubber because you don't know where she's been. With a girl, that's different. You got to try to keep her all pristine for some reason. I try not to be, because obviously before I had a daughter, I was, just as much of a dog as I'm still a dog. I just don't want my daughter to be a dog food. Miami, hello.
Hey, what's up, George?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, check it out, dude. I'm reading this. I'm reading the Herald, which kind of sucks, but it's got this. It's got this good article in it. It says calendar girl turns. It turns girls into school celebrities. It's got all these. I guess Beaver Mania is putting out these calendars that have got all these different 17, 16, 15-year-old girls in it from high school dressed up in bubble wrap, plastic wrap, rolls of film, and rope skirts.
Beaver Mania? I shouldn't have hung up on that guy. He said shit, and unfortunately, actually, I'll take this call if he calls back. I know that's violating the rules, but I wanted to hear, what's Beaver Mania? It's a magazine? He'll call back. We'll take this crank call from Estero first. Hello?
Hello?
Can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Got it, yeah. Okay. That was great. Is that the guy calling back? Okay, so before you get hung up again and before you say the S word again.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
What the hell is Beaver Mania?
No, it's a beaver. It's a beaver store. They sell beaver.
Beaver Mania. I thought you said Beaver Mania. Okay.
It's not Beaver Mania.
Well, there ought to be.
Hey, yeah, there ought to be a Beaver Mania. Yeah, sorry about the Schmidt.
No problem.
But I tell you what, man, it's funny. The teacher says when he saw my picture, he said you were so beautiful. Yeah, if I seen a 17-year-old in a robe skirt, I'd probably say she's pretty beautiful myself.
Some of these girls they had on, I guess it was Mari that had the teen sex thing. Some of them looked way too young. They just looked young.
Yeah.
Some of the girls that they had on there were cute, even though we're not allowed to think that.
Yeah, and it's the friends at school say, I think I saw you in the Beaver Mania calendar.
Beaver Mania.
So they're selling a Beaver Mania for all of us guys that like them young chicks, man. You can see them in robe skirts and bubble wrap.
All us pedophiles. There's one right up the road.
Is there? All right, man.
Okay.
Well, sorry about the Schmidt, and my friend Keith, he's a catcher.
Okay. No problemo. Did line 1 ever come back? Did they reset the phones? Here's line 1. Click. That's bizarre.
They did reset the phones.
It's usually 4 or 7. 4 and 7. 4 and or 7. It's busted. Hey, what else is new? Good day for the old man to be out, having his procedure done. And by the way, speaking of out, he'll be leaving Friday early at 1 o'clock. You won't be here. You'll be skiing, bastard. But I'm going to try to have those statistical tables.
Snowboarding. I don't
snowboard. Whatever, I know.
There's a big rift between the two factions.
Have you skied? I understand that, which is kind of silly. Like the Arabs and the Israelis fighting each other. They shouldn't be. They have to share land. They have to share slopes. They should be bonding. I guess because one group wears baggy grunge and the other group wears ass-hugging Lexite or whatever the hell.
In my experience, the snowboarders are like, hey, whatever, and the skiers are a little pompous.
Well, what I've been hearing is that the snowboarders go to the what's the word I'm looking for? The hills, the resorts, whatever, the ski places, resort, and they go in mass and they hot dog all over the place and hoop and holler and intimidate and make the skiers uncomfortable.
I have never
seen that happening. Well, you've seen the skateboard punks. I mean, they usually keep to themselves and they're off in a corner, but every once in a while you'll see a group kind of maraud through. And I've been guilty of that when I was a junior skate punk. You see them maraud through. That's what I'm hearing, is that the skiers are complaining because while they have decorum and they ski down the hill and give people right of way and are considerate to their fellow skiers, the snowboarders are like all over the place.
That's true. Because snowboarding, you can get halfway down the hill and say, hey, I'm going to take a break, and plop down and sit there. Skiing, you don't do that. You just kind of tear down the hill.
Right, I know.
And snowboarding, you're kind of going across. Right. For skiing, you're going straight down.
Not necessarily. You're doing cross stuff in skiing.
There's a possibility for collision.
There always is. I have had a collision when I was skiing. Actually, I had a couple with other skiers. There were no snowboarders then because it was 100 years ago. But it'll happen. We'll do it soon. We'll take a trip soon. I think we will do the snow tires on the 4Runner and use the house. Why not? That way you don't have to pay to stay. As a matter of fact, we might not even have to pay to go anywhere. If you don't mind walking back up the hill, there's probably all these places where the locals go, where it doesn't cost anything. 5670560, pound 560, if you're on the AT&T wireless system, toll free, nationwide, 877-785-6345. 10 after 11 on 560 QAM. Oh, is that the thing? I totally wasn't ready for it. We were talking about food.
Like Grandma, I'm so sure.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by New F***ing Clean, the all-purpose cleaner. See this shirt? It's fucking clean. How nasty is this carpet stain? Well, just drop down to your knees, use a little bit of elbow grease, and fucking clean it. Yes, you can fucking clean anything. Fucking clean your dog. Fucking clean your silverware. Fucking clean your car. Fucking clean everything you own. Get fucking clean today. Come visit one of our 8 fucking clean stores, or look us up on the web at fuckingclean.com and fucking clean it up.
Okay, that's close enough for us. We were just in hysterics, the old man and I, listening to that yesterday. And by the way, I shouldn't feel so bad. There's been no interest in the show all week, starting with Monday, which, that was me. But even yesterday, it was like pulling teeth. I thought for sure that there was going to be endless call after call from every gringo north of County Line Road saying, you see, all you spicks, you're colluding, you're sticking together, that Rodriguez bitch is sucking up to the guy because of the family and the thing. And I agree with you, but you remember how it was on Monday. Couldn't get off the subject. That's all anybody wanted to talk about was this Elion thing, even though we're surrounded by it and drowning under it. But I thought sure that based on that, there were going to be all these hysterical Anglos calling up saying, you see, and maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I think that at least the lady, the woman, the judge, Miss Rosa Rodriguez, should have said something just to avoid the appearance of impropriety. I don't know if they have been in touch. I don't know if not. They say no. Her bosses say they did nothing wrong. Yada yada. I don't know. Maybe it is crooked. I don't know. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 877-785-6345. Jeff Ponytail, if you're listening, we want food from you today. I'll give you his mobile and his beeper number during the next break, Joe, but just in case he's out there, maybe he'll call you. He'll be calling on the hotline if he does, by the way. Here's Davey. Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
Ouch, that hurt.
Yes,
How
sir.
you doing, George?
All right.
All right. Listen, to get back to what you were talking about earlier on these game shows, do you want to be a millionaire?
Yeah. Boy, are they bad.
I tell you what, not only are they sad, you begin to wonder if the original with Regis is even fixed. Because I was watching it for a short while last night.
All the other ones, remember, because they made that movie with Ralph, and I'm not going to call him Ray Fiennes, about the 21 show,
right.
which turns out that it was fixed. I don't know anybody who thinks that they're not fixed.
Well, I tell you what, in my opinion, this has to be fixed. Now, last night, first of all, they had this guy on who was a student at the University of Florida in Gainesville. And yet, at the same time, he doesn't even know what you sip with a shot of whiskey as a Boilermaker.
Okay.
This is hard to believe to begin with.
Well, maybe
unless he goes to university. Well, the point is, unless he gets locked up in his room between classes, you're going to hear about this.
I just don't like the part where they can call people.
Yeah,
What's that all about?
Well, the whole thing is...
That's not what I hate the most about the show, but that's just one of the things.
Yeah, well, you have the 3 lifelines, which cracks you up anyways. And in fact, the biggest complaint about the entire show so far has been the fact that not enough women are getting on to the final seat to win the $1 million. I think they've had 2 over the last, what's it been on now, 2 months now?
What can I tell you? The same thing comes up in Jeopardy with the women and the minorities. They're always screaming that they don't have enough on there, and Alex Trebek had to get on there and defend it, and they say, we go out of our way to screen and test in places and encourage women and minorities to test for the game and things like that, and they just don't make the cut. That's the sad fact of it all, is that, you see them on there, and thank God they're on there, but not in great numbers, and,
Well, the simple fact was I was doing the same test, how they choose the final seat is on how quick you respond to a 4-part question. And the funniest part about that is it's so simplistic. You know, an average idiot could tap it.
Right. Are you sure? Is that your final? See, that's what I hate most about the show. They have to ask you 5 times. Is that your final answer? Shut up. You know, like thank God for Jeopardy, where it's just rapid fire, one after another, one after another. You know, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I get so sick and tired of it, and I mean, maybe the popularity is because it is just that simple.
They had a story on it. I forget what it was. It was on E, one of these entertainment shows, Extra, something like that. And yeah, people like it because they feel like you know, it could happen to them.
They actually know
You're all
something.
stupid out there. You couldn't be on this show, win $1 million. It couldn't happen to you. Not a quiz show.
Right, exactly. But just another statement. I watched Malcolm in the Middle last night too.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
You sound like an older gentleman too, so you liked it also?
Yeah.
The Nielsen thing, it's a younger demographic that was into the show. The 18 to 49 demographic was their biggest group.
Right, due to the simple fact that it's a satire humor, and if you don't have the intellectual intelligence to understand it, then you're not going to catch on to it.
Don't say that about the show; you'll kill it.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, look at my favorite part in the entire show was when he got into the fight in the schoolyard with the bully.
Yeah.
And the little black kid in the wheelchair flips over purposely.
Right. No, it was fun.
Now all of a sudden everybody's on the bully's ass because of.
It was a good ending. It was well written. I hope they keep it up.
Yeah, I hope so too. Okay, good talking to you, George.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Here's Margate. All of a sudden we have calls, and I don't know why.
Hi, George. How are you?
All right, sir.
I about drove off the road the other day when you were on, and you did the Elton John song parody, Leave On for Alien.
Oh, yeah, we'll be playing that again. We'll be revisiting that.
It was fantastic.
It's number 1 with 5 bullets. Chuck and
Thanks
Van.
a lot.
You bet. No problem. I guess that was a roundabout request. Here's Estero again.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm calling about a web page I came across after hearing with so much disgust the use of the Internet to threaten people in Colorado.
Right. That was another story on last night.
Right. I happened to come across a website, k12nation.net. This is an educational link, communications, whatever you want to call it, whereby a teacher can communicate securely, privately, with each individual student and or parent or collectively.
Right.
Post school schedule, post exam schedule. Can stay in touch with a parent who either doesn't have the time or the willingness.
And the point is?
The point is, I think this somehow is a part of the answer of reconnecting. We've used that word, disconnected. And somehow here is a free opportunity for teachers, parents, students to interrelate. In addition, they apparently have a whole series of educational resources, college chats, where they can have a virtual tour of college campuses. And somehow this k12nation.net rings a big loud bell of one of the few and first positive uses of the Internet.
Oh, I don't know.
Help solve a problem.
I think the Internet is a free-for-all, so you're going to get a lot of swill on there, and you're going to get a lot of positive on there, just like with anything else.
Well, no, I don't mean the only first positive. I mean the first positive in this educational problem we're facing today.
Okay.
And I called with a thought that you might want to email to find out more about it at info@k12nation.net.
Okay.
It's it looks to me as part of the problem, part of the solution, not the problem. And in our media today, finding a part of the solution is rather exciting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. What did he say? There's a great website, k12nation.net. Go to it. Something like. Speaking of education, in the paper today, at least in the Sun Sentinel, they had the Bush, his new budget thing, talking about the schools. His very weak attempt to take everyone's attention off the fact that they're using vouchers in this state now. And by the way, his brother, because I was reading finally got around to reading the Freedom from Religion Foundation publication for December, which was very good, by the way, has a whole big article, if you want to call them and get their back issue, on how they defeated the vouchers in Texas. And then after that, they have all these different little blurbs of where vouchers are being used in the nation, what effect they are already having on the schools there. And it's just case after case of where the school money base is being sucked out of the public school coffers and being transferred to mostly parochial schools. 75% of the schools in all of these places are parochial religious-based schools, which are the only schools that the parents can afford to send their kids to, because since they're subsidized partially by the churches, they can afford to send their kids to these schools. Because the voucher doesn't pay for all of your private school tuition, you have to make up the difference. And of course, when you're dealing with people, most of the people that go to these failing schools are schleppers to begin with. They have to make up the difference. They're going to pick the cheapest school, and that's usually a church school. So that's how that works. That's how your tax dollars are getting put into the coffers of churches, and more children are being removed from these public schools and getting put into private schools with your tax dollars. And the private schools, most of them are religious. And it's just, and I wish I had it. I would quote. I actually highlighted some crap because I wanted to talk about something else besides Alien. And it's just ridiculous, and it's awful, and he's doing it here. And his brother, who was the author, the spearhead, G.W. Bush, of getting it the voucher system going on in Texas, which failed. Lucky for them, unlucky for us. He's going to want to do it nationwide when he becomes president, whether he says so or not. That's going to be part of his agenda, is getting the voucher system, nationwide. Even though it's usually a state thing, they'll find a way. They'll use some kind of a financial incentive to get the voucher system going on nationwide. Aventura, hello.
Hello, George. How you doing?
All right, sir. How are you?
All right. I heard you talking earlier about the talk show and the therapist who was recommending against the voyeur site.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking to come at this from a slightly different point of view, and maybe you can work with me on this.
I'll work with you.
I see that I was kind of seeing this as like trying to keep an alcoholic away from alcohol.
Oh, I understand. I mean, I listened to her. I understand the point exactly. But see, for example, if you had an alcoholic who's addicted to alcohol, and you could give him a beverage that tasted like alcohol, but wasn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Don't you think that would be, something? As long as that's all he was drinking, as long as he was just staying home and drinking his faux booze, and not getting drunk and going out and driving. So
okay.
In order to help him.
I understand what you're saying in that aspect, and yes, that helps me immensely. But what I'm looking at is also this is, I guess for the seriously minded individuals who do this, you've got to realize, that they're looking for the real sensation of it, and I guess like a third party, even through the internet sensation, would not necessarily be enough to satiate that desire.
Well, then he has another problem.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or his problem is different. Because I think, like I said before, I think we're all voyeurs to one extent or another.
Oh, I agree.
Most of us aren't standing outside other people's windows.
Yeah, that's what I'm
we're just going down on the road to see some gore, or if we see something going on in the park or on the beach, we might peek out from around the tree. Hey, what's going on there? Something like that. We're not going to climb over somebody's fence and stand in their backyard.
Yes.
On a stepladder.
That's what I'm saying. The extreme individual who does that, wouldn't that, that seems like that, all you're doing with the voyeur site now is feeding that need that they have and encouraging it to go further.
That's what she was saying. But when you think about it, what's wrong with, since most people aren't peeping Toms crawling around in other people's houses?
I agree.
What's wrong with, if somebody wants to have a website with cameras in their house and other people want to pay to look at that?
I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all. I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all. What I'm saying is the individual who is not grown up enough to realize that crawling up to someone's window at age 30 with a video camera or a set of binoculars is wrong. I don't necessarily think that the internet voyeur sites are necessarily going to satiate the desire that they have. And I, in fact, think that it would be as to an alcoholic beverage would. It would encourage them to go forward and do it more.
For those people
yes.
that had that problem.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying your average Joe with a computer at home. No, hey man, I've kicked onto a couple of those sites myself. They're neat, they're fun, but it's not what I log onto every minute of my day. And yeah, I rubberneck when I go by. That's great, but I'm not sitting there driving 50 miles to go see a severed arm.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, George.
You too, because we're out of a little bit of time. Yeah, those sites are okay for about 30 seconds, and then, I'm back onto Pokemon. What?
As far as rubbernecking goes, does it matter that they're looking, or does it matter that they're slowing down?
Slowing down. That's all that matters to me.
See, I look, but I don't slow down.
That's all that matters to me. I don't care what kind of a morbid ghoul you are, as long as you're not slowing me down. Same thing with the Cuban things. I don't care what your beef is. You have a point. You have an issue. That's fine. Don't mess with other people. if you're slowing down, and dude, I've been behind people, I don't want to say women, I don't want to say what color they were either. They stopped a freaking car on the road, on a one-lane road, because there's something going on, down the block to the left, for example. And I lean on the horn, and they give me the gestures, like the you gestures. And not just the bird, but the waving and the flailing of the arms like, what are you honking at? I'm honking at your fat ass that's blocking the road, bitch.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to drive like you have a life, like you're on your way somewhere like I am. 11:30 on 560 WQAM.
Jim Mandich talks sports. Weekends right here on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
You just pound it silly, and then whatever comes out, you eat it.
When it comes to Internet access, you want the best. No busy signals, a direct and local connection, unrestricted access, and most importantly, quick downloading. After all, who wants to wait to see this week's latest edition of porno to the web? Oh, don't act like it's not you. Studies show that over 85% of users on the web are there simply for porno, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. That's why we've invented America Porn Line, the fastest internet connection for X and XXX rated viewing there is.
How annoying was it when I was checking out the latest Hooters site and I had to spend a good half a minute staring at this chick's damn face because it was taking so long to download the important parts. Thanks to America Porn Line's fast connections, I'm in Hooter heaven.
America Porn Line, for when your stop on the information superhighway leads right to the red light district.
I'll talk about it on the air, because if you're not answering that line, we have to get like several calls at a time before the other ones will ring. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
I'll take one. In other words, that's the first line in the rollover series. If you're not answering that line, nobody rolls over. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless it's disconnected.
Yes, I do. I'll get on it.
Okay, thank you. Get right on it. And by the way, thank you, Jeff Ponytail from Pizza Loft. He will be coming with food. Got free food coming, by the way, Jen. And no, we can't put that thing in there. 26 till 12 on 560 WQAM. 5670560 pound 560 on AT&T Wireless and toll free. It's busy right now, but you can call it later on nationwide. 877-785-6345. Speaking of that, here's Jupiter. Hello.
Oh, this is Jupiter.
Yes.
George, good
Yes.
show as always.
Thank you, sir.
And I know that something tells me that you like quiz game shows.
I like
quiz shows.
I like good quiz shows like
well, I got a recommendation
Jeopardy and whatnot.
for a funny one.
And what's his name? Ben Stein's Money Ain't Bad.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to recommend.
Oh, well, there you go. I've already seen it a couple times. It isn't bad. I keep forgetting when it's on. I haven't read a TV guide in like 5
they're
years.
They're on about 3 times a day.
I'm a flipper. I just flip, and if I see it, I watch it. If I don't, I don't go out of my way.
I catch it at 3:30, 7:30 p.m., and 11:30 at night.
I like him. He's funny, Ben Stein.
Yeah, both of them. But that Jimmy Kimmel, he's too much.
Yeah. Okay.
And also the Man Show. What's the Man Show?
Hit or miss. I've watched a few. Hit or miss.
Yeah.
I like the girls, but
yeah.
the comedy is not. It's not comedy.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever suits you.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What was he going to do? Call somebody douchebag? I'm glad I clicked that up. By the way, speaking of Jimmy something or others, the 60 Minutes, and was it on last night? Was that what I was watching last night, or was it Dateline? When's the 60 Minutes special edition? I thought it was on Wednesdays. That's tonight. Jimmy Tingle, the poor man's Andy Rooney, who does the weekday show. I think it's the 60 Minutes thing. He's another one of these guys with a speech impediment, can't say his R's, doesn't belong on TV, like Baba Wawa. Don't deserve to be speaking on a microphone or on TV in front of people if you can't pronounce the English freaking language. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, George.
Hey, yes.
How are you?
All right, sir.
Listen, I was calling on the comment you made about the judge that she should have said something.
She should have at least said something, just because you see what's going on now, right?
Yeah.
Is everybody saying, oh, see, she's in bed with them, she's been bought off, she's a friend of the family, yada, yada.
Yeah, but one of the things that the press hasn't touched on is that Armando Gutierrez has also represented 84 other judges in Dade County. So basically, whatever other judge he would have gotten would have had something to do with it. He even represented Janet Reno when she was here.
All right. See, I understand that it's a publicity guy is not the same as the same as whatever else. I mean, that's just some guy that she hired 2 years ago to run some ads for, because that's what this guy does.
Right.
For the same reason that he got involved with this family, because they needed a PR person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Miami is actually, in spite of what some people might think, it's kind of like a small town.
Yeah.
And I understand that, and I kind of look at it askance. I try to look at it from both angles, and I think that just because of that, if she didn't have anything to hide, and maybe she didn't, she at least should have, said something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it would have, no matter who he would have picked, and I'm sure there's other cases that come up where, you have people that you haven't, you have relationships with, and the judge doesn't have to mention every single time that they
don't have to. The law doesn't require that they have to, but for the sake of propriety, because they're supposed to avoid the appearance of conflicts of interest, she should have just said something, because I think that would have avoided a whole lot of grief. And probably you're right. Maybe you're right. Whoever the case to would have had some connection somehow. 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon and this family. You don't know. But that being the case, just what's it going to hurt to say, hey, look, 2 years ago I gave this guy some money to run some ads for me. It's got nothing to do with this now, so I just wanted to put that out there. It wouldn't have hurt.
Right, but except for if it would have been another case, the press wouldn't have focused on that.
I know that.
Just like they're focusing, one of the things they're focusing, which I saw this morning on Good Morning America, was, the child says, and you speak Spanish, yo quiero que no me regresen a Cuba, and then they're saying, well, he actually said he wants to go back to Cuba, and I saw exactly what he said. I can speak Spanish just like, and that's not what he said. But they're trying to, for the people that don't speak Spanish, they're trying to twist it around, saying, no, he's actually saying he wants to return. And that's not what happened. And the press does focus on certain things at sometimes when they want one thing, and they focus on something else when they don't want something else. It's not really a free press like they.
Oh no, we know that the press is, they're in it for themselves. They're gonna do whatever it takes to stir up as much controversy.
I agree.
Because that sells newspapers, that gets ratings, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really care about being accurate anymore. I mean, I don't know if they ever did. That might have been before my lifetime. I heard old-timers talk about when the media was a credible source of information. Those days are gone.
Oh, I agree. That's the Edward R. Murrow time.
Sure, there used to be some integrity involved there. Now everybody, now it's show business. That's all.
That's it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right,
but I still think that just because, and everybody knows that they're being watched, everybody in the family and this judge should have known that everybody was going to jump on this connection. If she didn't say anything about it, she should have just come right out and said, hey, look, I knew this guy. So what? Or do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe she should have taken it under advisement with her boss, who says that she did nothing wrong. Whatever her superior judge, the superior judge, her boss, said that she didn't do anything wrong. But, but when you have judges who are politicians and need votes, I mean, I don't know how else they're supposed to do it, but judges are politicians. At least they are in this community, and they need votes. And you don't think that affects your decision from the bench? When obviously the community has a certain opinion, when the people who vote most often in the community have a certain opinion, you don't want to piss them off. It's another political branch. 20 till 12 on 560 QAM.
If it wasn't for Suds, there'd be no show. There'd be no show. There'd be no show. If it wasn't for Suds, there'd be no show. No show. No show.
She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down.
Kissing is fine today. With yourself you must play.
He tried a whiskey drink, he tried a vodka drink. Needed her to drink to get her into kink. He tells her that it really makes him feel good. He doesn't know what the hell he's already got wood.
There's no way, boy, I'd enjoy.
She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again. You're never gonna keep it down. She won't go down, but it is up again.
14 till 12, 560 WQAM. Got a fax here from another self-admitted voyeur. There's only two kinds of people: people who admit to being a voyeur and busybodies, and people who lie and say that no, they don't care, because everybody's a gawker. Don't tell me you're not. But he asked me what I think about this AOL merger, and I'm trying to digest his follow-up, his little thing here with the very small print. So I don't know what to think about the AOL merger, just beyond the fact that I hate AOL. I hate them. I hate Microsoft. But what are you going to do? I don't use AOL, and I hate it. And I know that, for example, Plato's has the AOL parties all the time. I have the little instant messenger software, but I can't go to chat rooms with that. That's the only bad thing about not having AOL, is that all of the AOL chat rooms, that's where everybody chats. Not that I'm interested in that, but just in case I was. Like maybe I would want to go to the Plato chat. It's the, talk to Barbie, for example, who we've seen in person now, live and in person. And if you'd like to see Barbie, you can go to the Plato site. It's free. And there are all kinds of pictures of her in there and other people. But that's the only bad side. I don't like it. I don't like chatting, so I don't care about not having AOL. And but they suck. I hate them. You can't get anything. You got all the ads, and so they can merge with whoever the hell they want to merge with, as long as I still got my my own internet provider, who I don't know if I can talk about right now because they're not a sponsor. We have a different one, but we're still using the one we like. 13 till 12 on WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, and nationwide 877-785-6345. We're scrambling feverishly trying to fix that line one situation. We're not going to get almost any calls from, I guess those are the Broward banks, until we get that thing, because it'll ring and ring and ring, and unless they call in 2 calls at a time, nobody's going to get on. What?
Those are the Dade lines.
Those are the Dade lines? Did we switch them? They used to be Broward.
We're working on it.
Okay. Cool. So Hank Goldberg will be in the house today. Goldie's on game night. I'm an ignorant person, so what is that? Game night at HR.
Hockey thing.
Okay. 7 to 11, that's the Islanders and the Panthers. And then, of course, after the game, Ed Kaplan, all starting at 2 o'clock on your wonderful World of Sports station, WQAM. Here's Kendall, as soon as Joe stops talking to him. Not that I'm desperate or anything. Hello?
What?
What?
It's some interference. It sounds like when a record stops, and it just goes...
What's it sound like?
It sounds like when a record has ended and it knocks against...
That's called your cue. That's when you start talking.
No. I am talking about the signal in the station, in the radio.
Oh, our radio signal?
Oh, yeah.
What else is new?
What?
What else is new? That's every other day.
Okay.
That's the AM band. That's our station. That's weather permitting. We broadcast weather permitting. Okay?
You didn't understand what I told you, did you?
Yes. The station sounds like crap. Our broadcast signal sounds like crap. Is that what
it does?
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And I'm telling you that that's a common thing, not an uncommon thing.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. That's the AM band, and especially this end of the AM band, and I don't know what's going on. It used to be just 441. I can't get it in my house half the time inside the house. If I go outside with my my head doohickey, my mowing the lawn headset, then I can hear some things. Otherwise, forget about it. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, George, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Hey, how'd it go Saturday? I tried to get over there, but my bitch friend was in church.
Where, at Nick's?
Huh?
At Nick's?
No, at the cigar place. Was that the one?
Nick's. It was
How'd
great.
It go?
There weren't a lot of people. It wasn't a quantity appearance. It was a quality appearance. There weren't a whole lot of people there, but the people that were there, there were some good-looking people there.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Good.
Starting with the Bacardi girls. What?
I just wanted to see how it was. Yeah, my friend couldn't go, so I couldn't make it out there, so I'm all out of material.
Definitely the best-looking crowd that I've seen at an appearance, let me think, ever. It's usually like 1 or 2 babes, maybe, show up. And, of course, they don't show up to see me. They show up to see the old man. One of these days, there will be an attractive woman that will show up to see me. You know who shows up to see me? Little old ladies. Speaking of little old ladies, by the way, did our Jamaican West Indian lady call you today yet, bitching about me? Don't call me anymore, please.
She didn't call on Monday either.
She calls Duff now. Do me a favor, ma'am, because she called like right after the New Year when we got back from vacation, all sucky and nice, and how is you and your family, and how is everybody? I hope you're doing well. You hate me, lady, and don't say that you don't. You hate it when I do the show. You call and bitch to Duff because Neil takes days off, even if it is for health or vacation. He gets 6 vacations a year now, starting this year, by the way, and he earned it. He worked hard all his life. He's been a broadcaster, struggling and clawing and scratching his way to the top so that he can enjoy the fruits of his labor and have some vacation time. And when he's ill and like he has been, he deserves to have some days off to go to the doctors and have some tests done and have some tubes stuck up his ass and his nose and wherever else they need to go. And you've heard her, we've had her on the voicemail, and you've heard her on the show before. She calls every once in a while. She sounds like a Jamaican lady, but she's not, and she won't tell me where she's from, and that's all right because I don't want to talk to you anymore. She calls all the time when Neil's talking about hockey and yells at me because Neil's talking about hockey, as if I'm going to come in here and pull the plug on him or something. As if I'm going to tell him what to talk about on his show. It doesn't work that way. And now that I have an idea what it's like to have to yak for 4 hours and fill 4 hours, I don't blame him for falling back on the things that he knows and loves, like hockey. That's his prerogative. It's his show. And, you know, his bonus will reflect whether or not people like it. I don't like it. She's preaching to the choir. She calls up, he's talking hockey. I'm changing the station. Well, then change it and have a great life and leave me alone. Just don't call me anymore, sounding all sucky and nice when I know that you can't stand it. She can't stand it when I talk about religion or the Cubans, and I was going to talk about both today just to piss her off. And I'm sorry that I left my Freedom from Foundation pamphlet newspaper at home, where I would have done all day on religion and school vouchers and how evil they are.
Joe, why the hell is he talking about the damn Cubans again?
Because I am one, you crazy West Indian bitch, wherever the hell you're from, Trinidad, Tobago, Tomato. Don't call me anymore. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Toll free. It's open right now. If you hurry. 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345. Here's the growth. You hear that? Wasn't that nice? We're having fun phone day today. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hey, George.
How are you?
Don't forget to say goodbye to John Ford, man.
Okay. Where's he going?
I heard he got canned, man.
He got canned?
Yeah, I heard he got canned yesterday.
Okay.
That's what they said. Have a good one, George. Good show, man.
You too. By the way, John Ford, there's another one that you can add to Peter Bolger's hit list right after Manny Munoz. Good close personal friend Manny. People who thought that they were on the inside track with Pete Bolger. People who thought that they were tight and good friends with Pete Bolger. People who were his loyal lapdogs, who did his every bidding no matter how crappy. Get canned. Because he's a heartless bastard. Mobile in Del Rey, hello.
Hey, man. Excuse me. Hey, George. How you doing?
Whatever. Close enough. I'm doing all right, sir. Talk. Hello. What the hell happened there? Click.
What are you doing?
I didn't do anything. You heard him click.
I think this
he
is
got
you.
cut off. It's not me.
Operator error.
Not me. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale, hello.
George, what's going on with this phone,
Dude,
man?
It's phony phone day.
Conspiracy, that lady from West India, wherever she's from. Where do you
That's
think
right.
she's from?
Bahamas,
maybe.
Well, maybe, but you know, I made because I thought she was black because most West Indians are, and I made a mistake of you know, making that connection, and she corrected me fast. You know,
You insulted her, man.
I insulted her because
Big
they're not all
time.
black. There's lots, you know, there's whites, there's Asians, there's all kinds of people in the islands, and apparently she's not one of the black ones. I just don't want to hear from her anymore. I hate, you know, disingenuous people like that.
Tell her to get a life, man.
Really, and she thinks she's the program director. If you want to program a radio station, lady, go, you know, send your resume into radio stations and become a program director. Leave me alone. We're not going to customize the show for your ass or any other part of you. Sorry.
Yes, scary stuff when people want to dictate, you know, what you guys do.
And especially supposedly as a
Communista
listener, she should know that the old man does whatever the hell he wants, regardless of what management might think or what I might think. God forbid. I mean, I've never, ever thought of telling Neil what to talk about or not to talk about on the freaking show.
Does this lady have any idea what Neil Rogers has accomplished?
She listens to every minute. She's listening right now, so she must.
So if she has a basis for, you know, a foundation of what he does and where she
wants us to do the show for her. That's what she wants.
She wants a private showing?
She wants a private showing. She wants us to show it to her in private. A private showing.
Yeah, Neil might give her a private showing.
No, I don't think so. She's not.
Not in this lifetime.
No, not his type.
George, so what's going on today? Anything good in the news?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing in the news. Instead of saying that, you should have just said that you were out of material. Or was he out of material just as soon as he called? Here's the Grove. Maybe the same call that was on the tunnel line earlier. Hello?
Hi, Jojito. How you doing?
All right, sir.
So what's up with the old man?
What's up with the old man? He's getting his tubes checked.
Oh,
He's
the
got-
tooth?
he's
I
got-
thought he had.
He's got the plumbers. They're going in there with a snake.
I thought he had the runs again.
No.
I have a diagnosis for him, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe his rectum has been stretched so much.
Okay,
That he,
yeah, maybe. Oh, gee, what a surprise. What a shocker. And on that note, 4 till 12 on 560 WQAM.
No portion of this broadcast may be reproduced without the express
No.
WQAM Beasley Reed Acquisition Corp.
WQAM, Fort Lauderdale.
All right, I got a little song here for the best wife in the world. There she goes again to New York, my friend. My unfaithfulness explains her Senate run campaign. All right, now. There she goes, so far away from me, but don't go worrying about me. While she campaigns to stay, I'll look for a day. Woo!
12 o'clock on 560 WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, and toll-free nationwide, 877-785-6345. Joe doesn't think I should take any more calls because, and that's this crowd, they kick you when you're down. They know that we're having technical difficulties with the phone today, so they're all calling and being assholes and busting Joe's chops just to keep them all busy in there. You could make yourself busy right now by flipping through and seeing if fashion television or something is on. That's your job as a producer, is to try to find some scantily clad women on the TV that we can have on for eye candy. So we could do that. We could not take any calls. I would rather not take any calls. I would rather have a talk show. And that's another thing. Boy, when Neil wasn't taking any calls, our West Indian lady friend, every freaking day, Duff said, she was on that phone. It's a talk show. He should be taking calls. Like she's the radio dictatoress, the program director on the phone, backseat program director, wanting us to do the show just for her. No, I would like to take calls, but unfortunately, this never fails. And that will kick you when you're down, this crowd. And by the way, speaking of this crowd, these people who were so frantic and so upset and so hysterical when he wasn't taking any calls because they had no outlet for their swill, for their crap, because obviously they don't have anyone else in their lives to talk to. And those phone lines rang, and Joe will back me up here. Those phone lines didn't stop ringing all day long. Every hour, every minute of every hour, there was somebody, 1, 2, 3, 5, sometimes all at once, all the lines flashing on and off, people wanting to talk, even while he was in the middle of a long tirade about how he wasn't going to be taking any more calls. People were in denial of that. Even after 2 weeks of it. You'd think that by the third week they would realize that he was serious and that he wasn't going to be taking any calls, but no. They still were in denial. They still wanted to get on and talk to him because they had nobody else in their lives to talk to. But when you want to talk to people, then they don't call. See, they want it, but they don't. But they want it. Does that make any sense? 12:02 on QAM. Here's Boca, last call of the day, and then we're going to play more music. Hello?
Hello, George.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Not a thing.
Why do you keep harping on that lady from India? Who gives a crap about her?
Because you don't understand, because I'm sure you have a job, right?
Absolutely.
Well, how would you like somebody calling you every day, yelling at you about how you do your job or how your coworkers do their job and how you should do it?
I understand that, but why do we have to listen to that crap? Who cares?
Because that's what the audience cares about, is what's going on here behind the scenes.
Oh, I don't think so.
Soap opera. Well, sorry, a lot of people would disagree with that.
Well,
and I'm just venting.
Yeah, I just think we should get on to something else.
Okay, well, what do you suggest, sir? What do you got?
Well, I just think you suck and shouldn't I?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. You don't have anything to contribute, but I suck. Thanks. Here's a mobile in West Palm. Hello.
Hey, George, don't listen to that guy. I think you do a good job on this
Whatever.
show.
I mean, I don't care what he says. He's calling talk shows. Let's talk about wanting to trade lives with him. I suck, but he's calling me.
He's wasting his time breathing and walking around.
Hey, but thank you for killing a whole 60 seconds there, sir.
Hey, George, I sent you an email with Troy Aikman. Did you get it?
With Troy Aikman?
A picture of Troy Aikman.
No.
No. George at NeilRogers.com?
Yeah, when did you send it?
With a J, right?
Right. When?
Jorge, right?
When?
Oh, last week.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's a picture. You'd remember it. But anyway,
okay.
just wanted to call and say I like when you do the show. It's a nice change from Neil. Both of you guys are good, and keep up the good work.
All right. I'll do my best, although it's going to be tough today with all these assholes out there. Mobile in Miami, hello.
Hey, George, Jorgito.
Uh-huh.
Well, don't worry about this old bat, man. Don't sweat it. You do a good job. He sounds good. It's better than the tapes. That's it, man. Bottom line.
They're going to put it on my tombstone. He's better than tapes.
Screw the old bitch.
Okay.
No big deal. Hey, one thing. Listen about Play-Dohs. You gave out one time before the website.
What about it?
I don't know what it is, man.
Dude,
I want to get on it.
or something. Or do a search for Play-Dohs. It'll come up.
Yeah, I did a search, but there's nothing on there. Just one basic
Play-Dohs,
page.
I think it's like Play-Dohs repeat or Play-Dohs tilde repeat or something like that.
All right.
Okay.
You know you gotta check out. Check out the AOL party.
That's what everybody's saying. That's why that's the only reason that I.
Oh my God.
The only reason that I mind that I don't have AOL is because all these people that hook up on the whatever chat room they're hooking up on, they all go to the AOL parties and then they know each other.
Oh yeah. I mean, but AOL still sucks, though.
Yes, AOL sucks. Okay.
Right, bye.
Thank you. Bye. 12:05 on QAM. Here's a lady in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hi, George. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? I almost thought it was my Jamaican friend.
No, it isn't. I'm Maritza. Do you remember me being there on Saturday?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well, I kind of took offense to your statement that no good-looking women come out there to meet you.
You didn't come out there to meet me. You came out there to see Neil.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you like? Oh, that's right. Your husband. That's right. Your husband said that. I take that back. I'd forgotten. By the way, you're one of the people that I was mentioning as far as being a good-looking crowd. But your husband was there. See, I got the impression that he just dragged you there. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I told you. I even turn on. He calls me and lets me know you're on the show.
Well,
so
that's awfully sweet. Shucks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but it took me forever to get in on the phones. I hope you guys have it straight now.
No, because you're calling in on these. Well, you dialed 954, right?
No, I went into the AT&T free line, but it took several attempts. He kept dropping the line.
But you're on this line right now. Oh, the AT&T free line. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're right. It goes into these lines. Well, yeah, like you said.
Have fun with this show. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Maritza. You would have liked Maritza there, Joe. She was with. It was funny. It was a mixed couple. He was an Anglo and she was a Juliet, but she looked like an Anglo and he looked like a Julio. Go figure.
And she was naked?
No, unfortunately. Other than I'm probably going to get beat up by her Neely husband. No, she was cute. She sat on the couch and we chatted. And
we
you would have what?
Some nakedness at these appearances.
Well, we need to get the good-looking people first. I mean, that was a step in the right direction, the mix thing. Trust me, the other appearances, you wouldn't want to see any of those people naked. Any of them.
Tell you what, that one at Shell's for the
one. See, that's how they usually happen. Like one. We'll get one. There was a throng over at Nick's. You missed it. Good time. Free booze, free beer, babes. You probably could have scanned some free cigars, like I did.
I was in Orlando getting free Universal Studios Islands of Adventure and free hotel room.
Okay. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hey, George.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right.
Oh, that's good. Let's see. So, have you noticed that a lot of the foreigners that we let into the country are rude? I think there should be a politeness test when you get a green card, or when La Migra lets you into the country, as opposed to deporting you.
They should profile you. They should have a psychological profile for you to make sure that you're polite and a good driver.
Yes, that way. And if you get any kind of assistance from the government, you should pass the politeness test as well.
But you're talking about something that doesn't exist. Foreigners don't get assistance from the government.
Okay, then
that's a prerequisite. You don't let people in until you promise not to take anything from the government. You have to have a sponsor promising that they won't let you take anything from the government, that they're financially responsible for you.
That's true. Well, I've noticed that a lot of people with bad attitudes should be just glad they're lucky to be in the country.
I know I am. Just happy to be here. Everybody should be.
Well, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about...
I know, but everybody. Just think about it. Even if you were born here, the United States could have closed its borders at any time and said, that's all ours. The rest of the world, screw off.
No, they tried that over in our history, as you know.
No. The United States never had its borders closed.
Well, but they had immigration restricted.
Right. More and more, sure. You can't go crazy.
It's true.
But
Well,
nobody ever suggested that they should close, except obviously some very right-wing people have suggested that they should close the borders, like for real.
I was talking about like the turn of the last century and in the 20s and 30s. They purposely tried to restrict the flow of immigrants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that would solve. You mentioned the person that stopped to see what was going on in the road.
Yeah.
Well, the politeness test would have kept her ass out of the country.
I think she was born here, sir.
Oh well.
As far as I know.
Well, it's still something to think about.
Okay. Not a bad idea, but of course it'll never work. That goes back to our immigration show we did the other time, where you should pay to get in. If you want to stay, you got to pay. 12:09 on 560 WQAM.
Floridians, dumb as dirt.
We are the arrogant Cubans of Miami.
Yes.
When we don't get our way, we stamp our feet. You will grant us our demands or we'll get angry and resort to blocking traffic in the street. We know that stealing came from your island, but we're the most important people in our minds. Aliens! The favorite email. We unite and fight for Cuban causes. On cue with the news, cameras red, flashing light. Action! Yes, we're the most important people in the universe. At least as far north as the Miami-Dade County line.
12:14, 560 WQAM. All right, I put it back on E for Jules Asner. Last night was wild on. It'll come to me. See you on Friday, I guess. Mark, is it going to be a Friday at 1 o'clock? Monday? Who's doing Friday then? Does anybody know?
Friday
at 1 o'clock. He's taking off early for his trip. I guess he's going to go.
He's going to find out.
He's going to go find out. Find out. It'll be the first. I don't think we've had a social conversation, he and I. Maybe we'll just do that for the whole show. I'll ask him 120 questions.
Mark is a good guy, but he is a sports nerd, so I don't know if
that's all right. I'll do a whole tirade about how gay he is. Oh, hi, Mark. How you doing? What is it? Is he going to be Monday at 1 o'clock?
It says Neil and George, so they don't know.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to pull some.
Well, maybe we'll just roll. I'll stick a tape on. We'll just play 20 minutes of spots right before 1 o'clock, and I'll track one of those best of tapes that we've all heard 500 million times. By the way, they're replaying the Mr. Blackwell Best and Worst Dressed. Shut the up, you crazy, silly queen, you, Mr. Blackwell. Who do you think you are? He is a silly, squirrely man. He's right about the Queen of England, by the way. She's a tacky bitch. Not that he's wrong about his picks. I just don't care what he thinks. Any other five goons could be just as accurate. Celine Dion, in spite of the fact that I can't stand her, what's wrong with the backwards tux? I thought that was all right. It's cute. It was all open in the back. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't mind people, doing clever things every once in a while. Cher, of course, is a tacky broad. We all know that. He's so obvious with his best and worst dressed. Fiona Apple, what a no-brainer that was. I just, I'm saying, like, who is this guy? All these fashion dictating fags that are going to tell you what to dress and what to wear, and here he is.
Best thing you're wearing.
What is this thing you're wearing? So, yes, Jules Asner is looking good. And what was that Wild on what last night? Wild on Fire, Wild on Mediterranean. The Mediterranean, which, of course, is toplessness central. Everywhere they went, it was all toplessness. There were mosaics all over the TV, which pisses you off because you want to see the stuff. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Toll free nationwide, 877-785-6345. Oh, by the way, speaking of the arrogant Cubans in Miami, guess what, Joe? Guess who my favorite arrogant Cuban is? Thought it'd be easy.
Rosa Lopez.
Wrong. Guess again.
What's his name from Hialeah?
What's his name from Hialeah? Who?
I don't know.
Mayor?
I can't.
It's me, you idiot.
Oh, you're your
know
favorite
I'm
arrogant Cuban.
You know I'm arrogant. I mean, I'm not.
You're my favorite
arrogant
arrogant Cuban.
Thank you very much. I got one fan. Hi, Aaliyah. Hello, speaking of which.
Hello, George.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
All right.
Listen, just real quick, you had about 15 calls back, a Cuban gentleman calling up and saying that the media is twisting things around, and which is true.
Right.
But if you want to hear of the real twisters are the Spanish-speaking media.
Man.
They are even worse than
I
CNN.
can't even imagine.
I speak Spanish fluently, so I listen to them every once in a while, and everything is one-sided. I mean, they even cover stuff up so that we don't get to hear the real story. I mean, they are the worst.
It's fascism transplanted.
Absolutely. Listen, I want to change the subject, though.
Please.
What's your feeling on women that have tattoos? Do you like tattoos on women?
That's actually a good issue because I'm very torn on that. Generally speaking, yes, thumbs down. Joe doesn't like it. Here's the deal. There's body art and there's body graffiti. If you appreciate your body and you like to decorate it and you want to have a nice tattoo of something somewhere, like some kind of a mural on your back or something pretty on some other part of your body that's just an attractive thing, that's fine and that can look good. That can actually be okay. I'm actually more lenient than I used to be on that. But most of what you see isn't. It's just body graffiti. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like little and the stripper tattoos, that's bad. You know, the ankle tattoos, the stupid rose on the ankle, or the stupid small of the back, whatever. I'm off of it. I think it's going to go away.
Yeah.
And all these people are going to have a lot of laser surgery.
My personal opinion is that I dislike it wholeheartedly.
Generally, I dislike it, but I have had to amend that because I've seen some body art that was exactly that actually looked really, really nice.
Yeah, but that to me, personally speaking, that doesn't entice me to get more excited at tattoos.
Oh no,
it
no,
doesn't
it's never a
enhance a
plus.
woman's beauty. When I want to caress a woman's body, I just don't think of the tattoo. The tattoo is just a turn off to me. And another thing that's a real turn off is, I mean, these women look nice when they're in their 20s and their 30s, but who likes an old woman with a tattoo on her ankle?
Right, exactly.
You know, when you get old, it's just
Nobody.
It's faddish.
If I want her to have body decorations, I've got crayons.
Yeah, give me a clean woman. I like clean women.
Clean is nice.
All right, buddy.
Especially the toes. Oh, let's not get into that again. The woman that called earlier that said that she was at the appearance, she was berating me over the foot sucking show. That's how far back that reaches. Remember the foot sucking show? I was bad.
I remember it, but why was she berating me?
She was saying that, if she was my wife, she would be mad at me. And I said, well, my wife was mad at me. And she said, well, she deserved to be. I'd have smacked you around, she said. The fact that it was for the radio show and that you double dog dared me had no effect whatsoever. I'm a bad man because I put another woman's foot in my mouth, even though we sterilized it beforehand. Before foot.
They just don't get it.
They don't get it. Anything for the radio show. Well, our love, our blood, our kidneys, our very lives for radio ratings. Because we're
and now for the ratings, we're going to bring in the Swedish bikini team to sit naked on George's lap.
Not on the radio, we're not. If we were on TV, we would have women just milling about in various states of dress and undress just because that's what people want to see. We'd even have some guys on there for the women and the gay and our gay brothers and sisters, gay friends, just to be ratings whores. But if you're on a radio, you're doing it for yourself. All these people that have these naked women on their radio shows, not to mention any names, they're not doing it for the audience. The audience can't see that. They're doing it to get their own rocks off. Like we are now watching Jules Asner. But she looks better in a bikini top. I'm putting it back on the frozen Nazis. On TNT right now has the Frozen Dead about frozen Nazis. Speaking of Nazis coming back from the dead, how about that Bear Corporation, lying Nazis that they are? First, they experiment on the Jews for their medication during World War II. That's well documented, by the way. There was a whole big expose on it. And now they have to pay like $1 million and spend a whole bunch of other money correcting their advertising campaign, because they exaggerated the benefits of aspirin. All right, it's food time. Here's Jeff Cohen to bail me out. You might have to move some of these newspapers over. Move some of those newspapers over because those are Neil's things, and we don't want to wreck them. How you doing there, Jeff? Okay. Oh yeah, the shirt. He was at the gym. Forget about it. I'm already way past that. One time the AC was out over at IOD, and he came in the studio with his shirt off. All the way off. And if you thought that Malcolm's dad on Malcolm in the Middle was hairy and was in need of the clippers, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Dude, that's hairy. Dude, that's hairy.
That's hairy.
That's a carpet. Is there a break between your neck and your back? Oh, he has no hair on his back. Well, that's a plus.
And if I did, I'd get it taken off.
You'd get it taken off, razor blade or wax?
Luckily, I don't have to worry about it.
Electrolysis,
I'm
man.
just busting your balls. Thank you, Pizza Loft at, where's the refrigerator magnet? What's the address? 3514 South University Drive, just miles south of 595 on University on the east side, south of Nova Southeastern University, right behind Pier 1 Imports. It's still there, right?
Yes, sir.
And we got some fettuccine Alfredo and lasagna and some free pizza and stuff for our coworkers here because the old man couldn't eat yesterday in the past 2 days, and I'm fat, so I'm being real cool. I'm just going to have like a slice.
Plus food for the Rodriguez family for 2 weeks.
Food for the Rodriguez family for tonight. If you want to know how George feeds his family on my meager salary, I get a lot of free food and I take it home. The leftovers, as a matter of fact. I go into the kitchen. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Damn you. What was it? What was it?
It was Jules Asner modeling bikinis.
Okay, well, we got to see that last night. One of these days, she's going to get brave on that show and take her to the who girl? That's Allie Landry. Oh my God, the Dharma and Greg girl last night was very reminiscent body-wise of Allie Landry. Same kind of really nice, voluptuous figure and a pretty face. Yeah, Allie Landry. Can't get tired of seeing her. Can't see her enough. As a matter of fact, there's one good thing about 98 Degrees is they stuck her in that video in a really skimpy bikini. I don't know anybody, whatever your sexual orientation, who would get tired of seeing her. She's just so god-awful beautiful. I don't care about Ben Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Woman who receives lessons in love from a sloppily dressed, sexist TV personality. Ben Affleck. I wonder who he'll shadow to.
Sorry, she knows she looks better than she sounds. I mean, she's okay, but if she wasn't so good looking, I wouldn't watch this show or the. Well, I guess I would watch. The Wild On. I'd watch the Wild On show.
Every show.
If you hosted it, I'd watch the Wild On show, just because of what they do. And what's that other one that isn't bad either? The Game, the one where it's the game.
Oh, I hate
Search Party. You don't like Search? I thought you were a big fan of Carol Grow. You told me you were.
Like Carol Grow, hate the game.
Well, you get to see Carol Grow in a wet tank top every single game.
It's just ridiculous, though.
Of course, it's ridiculous. I don't even know what they're playing for. I don't even know what the rules are. I'm just watching everybody, in bikinis getting wet and splashing around.
I want to see the outtakes.
You know what? There are outtakes somewhere, and somebody's seeing them. We're in the wrong line. We should be TV producers for one of these shows. We should be ETV producers, the editing guys. I'll take a pay cut I'll be the janitor just to sweep up the cutting room floor cuttings if they let me.
Talk about an internet site.
So we're gonna eat, and I'm gonna play some music so we can eat after the break. 12:25 on QAM.
Marianne, Qual wie Schmutz.
Can't you see that they're fake? They don't slither, they don't even shake. I don't know why some people will stare at a rubbery pair. And don't you know, or do you care, that what's turning you all down there is manufactured by Dow, the makers of morning wear. And don't you know that they're not real, unless it's slow and all you like to feel. Like the tires on your car, they feel the same. Don't you let go, the golden blue, all filled with toxic liquid dew. It's Permatex that makes those rubber booty bumpers in play. Some guys say that they like it that way, but I just can't understand why they like films made by rubber base and buy products from the air. I don't care what others say. I can't stand it when they look that way. They're way too hard and the ugly saw. Don't get me off. I don't mind if they hang down, as long as I can fit one in my mouth. And when I cop a pill, I want my hand on something soft. And when I cop a pill, I want my hand on something soft.
12:30, 560 WQAM. Thank you, Jeff. Once again, Pizza Loft in Davie on University, miles south of 595. He got here fast. By the way, did you notice that, Joe? He said he wasn't going to be here till 1 o'clock. He got here fast, and the pizza's like piping hot and everything. So you know what I'm going to do? is I'm going to eat my slice, maybe two, while I play this song. Remember I was playing some Eagles, and I said I'll listen to the thing and find something good on here. If there is anything good on here, I'll find it. Found two good songs, a good one and a medium good one. Which is this? This is the better one. This is the best song on it. And then there's another one that's kind of cute. I'll give it a cute.
Little field mice living under the house, never eaten much, tough life for a mouse. And if you think you're gonna be spared, you're wrong. Field mice, head mice, spiders in the kitchen. Don't think twice about whatever keeps you itching. Ice water, fire swallow, gonna get you through. Heaters rolling in like hell's red red, stinking like the breath of the elves in the bed. And if you think you won't walk on coals, you will. Feel like dead by spiders in the kitchen. Don't think twice about whatever keeps you itching. Ice water, fire swallow, gonna get you through the day.
I'll tell you what, I'm a new fan of Stella McCartney. Not because she looks so good, but her design. Talk about fashion television. That's what we're watching here, right? Fashion TV. Starting out strong. Coming in, Jason. Have some pie and some pizza, too. So, yeah, some of those, she was dressing her models in scantily clad. Was that lingerie or was that outwear? All you assholes in there, stop talking to Joe. We're doing a radio show in here. By the way, when Hank comes in, when you see him, have him pop in. What is it? Oh, I want you to have some pizza. You just can't talk to Joe. Because he's involved in this. Whoa, 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 whoa! I like Stella McCartney's designs a lot. I thought Alexander McQueen brought his models out and nothing. That was good. And out there. That wasn't sheer. I mean, what was that? That was like just a big necklace. That wasn't a top. That was just a big long necklace, multi-length necklace. And she's not wearing a bra. The slut. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, and nationwide. If for some crazy reason you might actually want to be involved in a talk show today, 785-6345. That's 877-785-NEIL. Good pizza. Hot pizza from the Pizza Loft today. So I could just keep going and playing music all day today. Joe doesn't want to take any more calls today. The phones are screwed up. Wait, there's that one of those outfits again. One moment, please. Boy, howdy. She must have gotten like her mom's look and her dad's talent. Is that what happened to her, Stella McCartney? Shouldn't make jokes about mommy because she never stole a freight train and now she's dead. But yeah. Good designs there, Stella. At least, well, I mean, I don't know if anybody would actually wear that somewhere. Can you imagine the double and triple take that you would do if you saw that walk into like a club or a restaurant?
Bird
Burdines?
Wherever.
Wherever. She's wearing a see-through tank top with no bra on, Stella McCartney. Not that she's a babe or anything like that, but obviously, oh God. All right. I can't do a show today. At least not for another half hour. That was Shalom, by the way. Did you see Shalom? Yeah, they like it. Go figure. 56705. Wait, I already did the numbers and nobody wants to talk. I think they just pulled the plug on the whole phones. That's what I think happened. Come on, somebody just call up and say you suck or something like that. I think they pulled the plug on all the phones. I've never seen the phones go this long without ringing.
No, one guy just did when you were playing.
On overnight. I didn't see it light up.
It did. He said he hated the eels.
Okay, so he'll have to tune out now because I'll be playing another song later, which isn't as good as that one, but it's cute. There they are. They're going to call up and say I suck. Hello?
Hey, the phone works.
Thank you so much. So the phones work. I guess just people want to hear more eels or more music today. Or they want to talk about Alien. All right. If we must. Fort Lauderdale, hello?
Hey, you suck.
Okay, thank you. See, they're out there. I suck. Doesn't keep them from not listening. Keeps them from participating, apparently. So Hank Goldberg, I guess, will start taking calls at 2 o'clock today. And then, of course, we have Goldie on game night at HR. What's HR, Joe? Am I stupid?
Hard Rock Cafe.
Ah, okay. See, because I don't listen to the rest of the station, I wouldn't know these things. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock, the Islanders and the Panthers, followed by Ed Kaplan. Here's Pompano.
George.
Yeah.
The phones work.
Okay. Thanks.
All right.
If that's all you're going to say. Weston, hello. Hello, Weston.
Hey, George, how are you?
All right.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm trying to do a talk show.
Yeah? How's the things going there?
Not good. The phones are busted. The audience is not participating. They always wait till you have a dilemma to bail out on you.
What's the question of the week?
Whatever. You tell me. What's up on? Well, what's on your mind?
No, I just got back from Indiana. I was in Indiana for a couple of days doing some work out there, and it was pretty interesting.
Okay.
A little boring though. Indianapolis.
I guess I've only been through there. I haven't actually stayed there. Just went through on a Greyhound bus like 5 times. Anything to do there?
I just wanted to say hi. You do a great job, and I love your talk show.
Thanks a lot. Boy, I am getting desperate. Mobile in Miami, hello.
Kim on Dharma and Greg was hot.
Yes. And what about their dance? What about when they did the Forbidden Dance?
That was the true test.
Yeah.
And I really liked the way that they were able to tie it up because I couldn't imagine her working in that office too long. I'd never gotten anything.
No, I was kind of disappointed. I thought, hey, new character.
Yeah, really.
I'll be tuning in every week now.
Well, we want that to go on opposing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire every time.
I thought they were headed for them having a threesome.
For
a while there, when they were on the couch, bookending her.
No, exactly.
I thought, oh my God, they're going to have a threesome. But they didn't.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's all, George.
I wasn't the only one out there with a pup tent in my pants last night. Hi, Leah. Hello.
Bring back the bird.
Okay. Coming right up. Mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, George.
Yeah.
If you're just looking to kill some time, here's a little quick comment. When you and your wife shave down there,
we don't shave, man.
I mean, not shave, just trim.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel like sex a lot better because you guys will feel a lot better and she'll come faster. I don't know if you can say it on the radio.
Sure.
It's true.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever
Bye-bye.
you say. Oh, I got a sneeze going on. Wait a minute. I don't even have anything to queue up. I could just do it on the air like Neil does, and sneeze too. So the phones work, so there's no excuse. No one's all hysterical about this judge. I really would have thought. Wouldn't you have thought? Didn't you think that's what today was going to be? Is all these people calling up hysterical about the judge? I would have bet my life on it that's all there would have been a full bank of calls. People saying, "See you spicks, you're all in bed together. She's in their pocket. She's another one of their cronies, even though she's a Puerto Rican. But don't confuse them because a spick's a spick, as far as they're concerned." Marathon, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to the radio and you
Well,
at the same time.
don't listen to the radio, sir.
I turned it all the way down now.
Turn it off, yes.
All right, beautiful. Do you need my name?
No? Talk.
Okay, cool.
What do you got?
Is this George right now?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
No waiting, man. Don't worry about it. I'm an idiot, too.
All right, cool. I'm down in Marathon. I just want to make a comment about the guy that was talking about being trimmed, a woman being trim, and I think it's a necessity. I think all women should have that. Should be a rule with
well,
women.
you're a young guy, so you don't remember in the days when nobody cut nothing.
There was no rules, and it was against
wild
religion.
and hairy, man. There was just wild, hairy growth.
Well, hairy doesn't work anymore. I don't think. I think it should be
All
electronic.
you young guys, you're all programmed by the modern day pornography, the videos, the magazines. Everybody's got. They're either all the way shaved in a flying V, which I'm not going to say that that's not good. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But in my day, we just said thank you.
Hey, man, I have to make one more comment.
Sure.
Too. You kick ass, bro. Don't listen to anybody.
All right.
Take it easy, man. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. Yeah, we're just. I'm from the grateful age. Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Jorge, you're still on no talent piece of crap. Oh!
Okay. Mobile in Miami. Hello.
I get to follow that.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you talking about Malcolm in the Middle. That was so hilarious.
Yeah, I'm glad that they ran it a second time because I think it took people by surprise. Well, I don't know how it could have taken people by surprise because they promoted the hell out of it. But when I talked about it on Monday, nobody had seen it. Now everybody, the second time around, everybody saw it.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like being back home from Rednecksville.
Right, that's what
America.
I said. That family is more common than uncommon in this country. That more people can relate to that situation than like a Leave It to Beaver or something like that.
Exactly, and it's just what my dad. I don't know who is hairier because I've seen Jeff Cohen. Jeff Cohen, that guy, or my dad. Oh,
that guy was very. I think they actually.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the series. It definitely is one of the better ones that have come out, and the Fox did a hell of a job on that.
They better keep it up.
And you're doing an excellent job, no matter what these jackasses say.
Okay, thank you very much. And unfortunately, as soon as we get a good head going here, as soon as we get a good head of steam, it's break time, and all these people are going to hang up because that's the kind of fickle bastards they are. That's okay. I got more eels for the people that love them and the people that hate them too. 18 till 1 on QAM.
Ed Kaplan knows the scores, starting at 10 till the last game ends. Weeknights only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Fuck you, George.
Hey, who you looking at?
Yeah, Sly is a nutcase. You can't look directly at him. You cannot look in his eyes. If you do, your job goes bye-bye. He'd say, when I come in a room, you leave it, you leave without turning around. It's no wonder they didn't last that long. It's right for love. First that signed up enough.
Yes.
Most of our guys their job, and now they're suing you and your wife. It's right for love. And if you speak to his mom, pat your back 'cause you're gone. This kind of treatment just ain't right. You sliced alone.
13 before 1, 560 WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on AT&T Wireless, toll free, nationwide, 877-785-6345. So I think E just became Joe and my favorite television station, non-pay. I think they just well, see, they're cable, so they could at any time, E, MTV, any of those places could really do anything they wanted to anyway, without fear of the FCC, because you have to pay to get it. They just, up until this point, have had no balls. But that had to be the ballsiest display I've seen to date on a whatever in the middle of the day thing that wasn't all clinical. They had the guy, and I had it in queue during the break trying to catch the guy's name. The guy that takes the pictures of the throngs of naked people laying in the streets.
Spencer?
Something like that. But we've all seen the pictures. And he lines people up in New York, and Giuliani has a problem. They had the cops standing by, so they had a non-nude shoot, but then they had some old, I guess it was file video of another nude shoot, and there they all were, laying in the street, and everything was out there. Breasts, pubic hair, penises, for those who were interested. There they were. Am I mistaken? Didn't I see what I just saw?
I didn't see the penis.
It wasn't a... Well, they were there. How could you not? They were up front. They were front-loaded. But this is a fashion television, and they were showing all of it. It wasn't just a picture. Well, they did that too. They showed pictures of his pictures hanging on the wall with the naked people on them, and then they just showed this. So after that opening model display by Stella McCartney and her great, great designs, we had this thing. So go E. You're on the right track as far as I'm concerned. Mobile in Miami, hello. Pendejo! Come abierto! Hijo una gran puta! Okay. Nice hearing from my constituency out there. Sunrise, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You're doing a great job,
Thank
George.
you, sir.
I just want to change subject for a minute.
Whatever. There's no subject.
Okay. Well, sorry.
No problem.
Last Friday, before I turned you guys on, I listened a little bit to Phil Henry.
Yeah.
And he had one of his voices sounded just like the bridge tender. And he did one of the quotes was absolutely correct, sir.
Right.
And I think that might have been the bridge tender.
No, he's dead.
Well, oh, okay. Well,
At least that's what we heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
Bye.
If anything, Phil is doing a voice pretending to be the bridge tender, which he's, of course, very entitled to. I mean, we play Phil stuff all the time.
Are you sure?
Yes, so he can use, he can certainly impersonate the bridge tender. All of the mileage we've gotten out of his stuff.
Okay.
No problem. 10 till 1 on 560 WQAM. Here's a mobile in Hollywood.
Jorrito, ¿tú quieres fumar?
Uh-huh. Is that it?
No, cabroncito.
Is that it? There they are. See, and I thought it was going to be a whole bunch of Anglos calling up, and instead it's all the Spics, all my brothers and brothers. What?
The team right there. They were both on hold.
They were both on hold at the same time. They're a team. That's the gay club. The little three gay Julios who are in love with Neil, obsessed with him, want to have gay sex with him, and obviously with me also. But sorry, you're his type, not my type.
What were they?
What? You got a translator in your room, and you're asking me. I can't use the English versions of what they said.
Just various profanity.
Various profanity.
Nothing creative.
No, eater and just and things that are also very difficult to translate. How would you translate cabron, for example? Cabroncito, cabron. What asshole? But it doesn't really mean asshole. So, as with most like Coral Gables. Hello.
Hi,
Coral Cables. It says on the screen here, but yes.
How you doing?
All right.
Hey, listen. Speaking of voyeurs, I was in the car when you were talking about that. Dude, after the appearance over at Nick Cigars, I went with my girl over to the hospital to visit one of her uncles, and we went through emergency. But I hung outside because I wanted to make this a short visit.
Right.
Dude, I see this old guy getting out of his car. He's fumbling with something. He's about, I'd say, maybe 20 yards away. Walks up to the parking lot, to the area where the ambulances go through. Whips out a gun. Blows his head off, dude.
You're lying.
No.
I've seen that in the news.
That's what I said. I told all my friends, I said, oh, we're going to see it on the news. Nothing.
That's not...
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Where?
AMI, Kendall.
That would have been... When was this? After the appearance? That would have been on the news, man.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Thanks.
All right, dude.
All right. I don't know if I believe him. Do you believe him? QAM, Joe's eating.
Yes, I was listening to your radio.
Here. All right. Woo! We just got a translation for cabron. Does that jibe with what you understand there? He said it means f***er, which obviously we can't say it on the air, even though he tried to. Joe's writing it down. There's certainly a best of clip for the best of George for the year 3000 for the time capsule. That was good. I love punching people up that don't know that they're on the air. How was your lasagna?
It was great. Best in the city.
Best in the city. Ricotta cheese in it, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So what?
I don't like ricotta. I don't like ricotta cheese.
Why not?
I don't like the texture. I don't like the flavor. What else is there?
Then you can't be Italian. Go away.
I'm not an Italian.
Well, then we're set.
I like practically every other kind of cheese. Just I'm not crazy about ricotta. I like cottage cheese in the lasagna. And I know that's not traditional, but I'm sorry, I insist on substitution when we have lasagna at home. I like cottage cheese way better. You don't like it? You like cottage cheese. You're a cottage cheese head.
I love cottage cheese.
How about in lasagna? Substituting for the ricotta. Have you had it? It's good.
No, but I mean, I like
better
it.
if you ask
so why
me.
would I substitute?
That's why I don't have a restaurant lasagna.
And we just got a call from Fort Myers. They're really enjoying the show today.
Is that sarcastic?
Because they lack certain things over there that we have here.
Like what? Like fashion television? What? No, I still didn't hear that.
Well, then we'll
hold up a sign. Oh, that's right. That's right. We can say that. We've said it before. They have no delay. They don't run the show in delay. Hey, if they don't care, why should we? It's not a secret. They hear everything. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I could. You realize that would be really easy. We could say anything on purpose. I could say and then dump it. And the people in Fort Myers will be able to hear it and appreciate it. And so, yeah, we're not going to do it on purpose because the FCC isn't going to come down and say, you're trying to pull a fast one. But as far as the callers, I can't help it. And they know about it. We told them about it. We've told them every way we know. We've sent carrier pigeons with messages to that effect saying that you people, you're painting yourselves into a corner. It's out of our hands. What can we do? It wasn't our idea to open up the pot over there and simulcast. They didn't even ask us. They didn't ask Neil. What?
No, it's just funny.
It is funny. They're actually getting the better part of the show, the raw, unbleeped, undelayed part of the show. Here's a lady in Deerfield. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this George?
Yes.
Hi, George.
Hi.
This is a friend told me you were going to be on today, and I told you one time I was going to come and listen to you or stop and listen to you. I've been listening for the last hour. It's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. You're the
I'm
one.
enjoying it.
Great. I'm glad somebody is.
This is Bridget, by the way.
Oh, hi, Bridget.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Everything's pretty cool. That's pretty. I think it's quite funny how you have quite the array of everything going on. I like
Everything
the trim
goes on.
bit.
That's how we do a show here. Everything.
Cool. I like the trim bit.
Are you sure? Oh. This is it's great fun. If the audience would participate, it would be great fun.
I was trying to get you at work, and I could only get you off and on because I'm in lead-lined rooms. So I've been kind of catching you off and on. But the last hour, I got
You're
to
in
hear
a
you pretty
lead-lined
good.
room. What are you radioactive?
X-ray.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't listen all the whole time, but the last hour's been pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Don't feel bad because on this station, everyone might as well be in a lead-lined room because nobody can pick the station up inside.
Really?
Pretty much.
I picked it up pretty good in some of the areas. In my car, it's great.
It's hit or miss. Yeah, in the car, it's great. No problem going outside.
Well, I enjoyed it. I just wanted to call and let you
Great.
know.
Thanks for
Bye-bye. Have a
listening.
good one.
What is it? What was that last line? Was it dirty?
Said, have a good one.
Oh, have a good one. Okay, no problem. I thought it was dirty. Damn it. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
All the suck asses.
Uh-huh. Fort Lauderdale again, hello. Same guy. He's only called 5 times today. He's obsessed. Hello.
George?
Yeah?
Hi, I have not called today. I wanted to congratulate you on a good show.
Thank you.
And I wanted to comment about the suicide thing. It's quite possible that Channel 7 and all them didn't report it because the media goes out of their way to avoid glorifying suicides and things like that.
Okay.
So the guy might have been telling the truth, but the press obviously, thank goodness, they don't report stuff like that as often as they
assuming
should.
it was true, can you just imagine? Talk about freaking your just sitting there watching some old guy blow his brains out?
That would mess me up for a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I had, and I love the South Park stuff you play.
Okay,
Glad you're a fan.
Maybe I'll play a little more later on.
Okay, good deal.
As a matter of fact, I think I will, right at 1 o'clock, just for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. You're welcome. I think I will. He inspired me. I haven't played the South Park stuff in a long time. Not the Christmas stuff, the other stuff.
Who's Bridget?
Who's Bridget? I'll tell you off the air. 3 till 1 on 560 WQAM.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Dude, this is pretty up right here. Shut your face, Uncle Stop sucking and licking, Uncle
Are you sure?
You're an Uncle yes, it's true. Nobody Uncle quite like you.
Okay. Face, Uncle You're the one that your Uncle You don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn. You your uncle all day long.
All of these things. What's going on here?
Huge bird.
Are you sure?
You're an Uncle I must say.
You your uncle yesterday. Uncle W-N-C-L-E.
one on 560. Oh, excuse me. WQAM. Why do I keep forgetting to play that, actually? It's short. It's funny. By the way, what mistake did I make bleeping that? I made a mistake in that thing.
I don't know.
Trivia thing. I bleeped uncle. I bleeped it in haste. I had to do it myself before I was going to be on the air. And towards the end, when they're saying uncle, I got a little bit hasty, and I just bleeped everything, and I bleeped an uncle by mistake. I didn't notice it until later when I played it back, that I bleeped uncle.
But you didn't accidentally not bleep.
No. See, that was a fool you question. You thought I was going to say, oh, no, there's something in there, but there's not. There's just an extra bleep in there. The first time that he says uncle at the end, there's a bleep that there shouldn't be, because I was, like I said, in haste. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 877-785-6345 nationwide. Hank Goldberg at 2 o'clock, as we just heard on the promo, the Islanders and the Panthers at 7. And in between them, Geldy will be at, what was that? What does that stand for again? The Hard Rock Cafe on game night from 6 to 7 o'clock. And then on Motorsports Saturday, it's going to be a pre-recorded Motorsports Saturday show, right?
You're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Well, they're going to find out sooner or later. But good stuff in the can, for example.
All fresh stuff. Dave Blaney, a Rookie of the Year candidate, Winston Cup Series this year.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl Gwynn, going to answer people's email questions. Daryl
Okay.
Gwynn owns a local race team, Top Fuel Dragster. So it's good stuff. And
Speaking of the email questions, they can email questions to Motorsports Saturday's Joe's Castello Motorhead at
motorsportssat, all together, at hotmail.com. motorsportssat@hotmail.com. And we collect email questions over a month, and then we do them on one show.
Okay. Then you answer them, or you get other people to answer them? I guess it depends on who they're directed to, right?
Correct. There was
Okay.
there's none directed to you, but if they do,
No.
I'll have
I
you.
get lots of those on the website. And by the way, we will. I sift through them. All of your wonderful emails to Neil or myself. Go ahead. You can go back to the phone now. They are read by, first Eric, I guess. Speaking of voyeurs, I guess Eric is dipping into the email and reading it. Not that there's ever anything really good, but if there ever is, we print it up and we share it here on the air. All of the ass-sucking emails are greatly appreciated, but we're certainly not going to read those on the air. And I'm the only one that reads them. Neil doesn't want to read them. So all you people that send email to Neil telling him how great he is, number one, he knows, and number two, he doesn't read them, any of them. So that was very reassuring, by the way, getting a couple calls on Dharma and Greg last night. I would feel really bad if I was the only person that saw that and didn't get a chance to share that with anybody. And that's it. Nobody wanted to talk about the vouchers. I tried my best. Hank's here. Hank's going to bail me out. We got to finish the conversation. Have Hank come in here, please, unless he's here for food. You can grab the lunch on the way out, Hank. We have to finish our conversation about Edie Williams, because we never got the rest of the story. You said that she invited you back, or she invited you to the room.
She came back to my hotel.
Oh, so she did come back to your hotel.
Yeah, and we had a drink.
So yeah,
She gave me some tapes.
She gave you some tapes. I got that, and that was it. You said goodbye. You
Well,
didn't.
she wanted to hang out.
Right, and you
She was a little over the top for me.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
Really?
Well, let's put it this way. At that point in her life, she's a little bit of a beaten favorite, as we said.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen the
But
pictures.
She still looked okay.
How many years ago was that?
About 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's not too
I
long
was
ago.
looking for that tape this morning. I was going to bring it in.
I was
for
hoping you would. I've been talking about it since like the very first minute
But
of
I'll
the
find
show.
it. I'll find it.
Yeah, that'll be
somewhere in the bowels of my house.
I'll copy it and give it back to you.
No, you can have it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Thank you very much.
Anymore.
I'll owe you one. Thanks.
Okay.
I'll stop playing that one song. I'll stop playing that bit. Thanks a lot, Hank. And of course, he's in the house and he'll be on at 2 o'clock. So, hey, John Wiener, come on in, grab some pizza. Do they have enough paper plates in there, by the way, Joe? Because I'm usually
Definitely not, because they have no paper
running around being the host. Well, the Wiener dog can come in here and grab some plates.
He says he doesn't want to take your stinking pizza.
Good.
He said he came to say hi.
Okay, I heard him. I heard him through the glass because we have paper plate thin walls over here.
He says hi.
Hi
is the key word in that sentence.
Dude, what time are you off? 6. See, I can't hang out till 6. I can't hang out till 6.
He wants to come to the house.
Okay. All right.
Sit on the dock.
Watch the boats go by and get high. Speaking of that, I should play Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Got to be careful how you say that. I should play that song. But I have one more Eels song. I know you didn't like it. This is a cute song. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play it right now because we have nothing better to do. Why don't I hear it? Oh, I know why. Because I had Hank's guest mic on his cheap ass board here. It's cute. It's amusing, and I'm thinking of having some more pizza anyway.
I can't look at the rocket launch, the trophy wives of the astronauts, and I won't listen to their words, 'cause I like birds. I don't care for walking downtown, crazy auto car gonna mow me down. Look at all the people like cows in a herd. Well, I like birds. If you're small and on the search, I've got a fear for you to perch on. I can't stand in line at the store. The mean little people are such a bore. But it's alright if you act like a turd, 'cause I like birds. If you're small and on the search, I've got a feeder for you to perch on.
There you go. For all the people that wanted me to bring back the bird, there you go. A bird song. And of course the bird chant. That was way before your time. You never heard the old man show before. And he was on there. I got a year's worth of tapes for you, buddy. A year's worth of tapes. You know what you missed? Let it queue up and I'll play it undisturbed. And everything that Neil talked about, whatever it was, he hated it. And sneered and whined and poo-pooed it. And that's why these guys that are calling it Bring Back the Bird, that's why that's an especially fearsome shot, is because nobody wanted the bird back. Nobody, except for, of course, the chronics and the old ladies who he would talk to at great length. He would have the guy with the eyes on for like 10, 15 minutes at a time, for example. Oh, yeah. And he would let people on and, like, rip Neil for, like, minutes at a time.
And he was a sidekick or a partner?
He was a sidekick. Neil brought him over from Zeta, from the morning Zeta crew. They had all these other people. They had Captain Dave Caprita, who is a not untalented individual, even though he looks like an axe murderer. He's got a good voice and he does good bits, like he did that Stan Major thing. We don't even have that in here. Wow. He did these things. He did the, what's it called? I forget. It's in the morning. Oh, I know. The Neil Rogers egg. Why isn't it under here? Where's the Neil egg? Did I change that? Oh, this is good radio, isn't it? Trying to find bits in the DCS.
The point is
that's all he did. That's all he did is
Jack called the guy over and
he guilt tripped Neil into taking him over, because he's a paraplegic. At least he walked with the crutch things. He used to fall on women on purpose and things. This is long before I ever met the guy. All of the female coworkers at the radio station were scared of him and would run away. If they saw him in the hallway, they would jump into whatever door they were adjacent to, even if it was a live studio, even if it was a tank full of sharks. They would jump in there because if you encountered him in the hall and you were a female, he would corral you with his crutches. Do you know what I'm saying? He would use them like guardrails and corral you and then talk to you and say. And finally, like vacation after vacation, he would fill in and mostly just play the rack. And finally, because he would rip Neil and he would let the callers rip Neil over and over and over again. And the more he filled in, the bigger of an ego he got, and he would start throwing temper tantrums on the show, during the show, if Neil didn't do the show the way he wanted him to. And he would like get up and storm out, or he would put his head down. And they hated him there at the station. He was, in those days, he was making $50,000 just for doing that, just for sitting there and laughing at Neil's jokes, or when Neil read the time or whatever, he would laugh. And he got tired of his ass and told management, Mike Disney specifically, since management hated him and hated paying him. It's like, if you want to fire the bird, you can go ahead and do that. Because he was the only thing, Neil was the only reason he was there. And Disney ran out of the room. He just ran down the hall to fire him. They couldn't wait to fire him. It was done most brutally and swiftly and unceremoniously, as in, leave now, don't ever come back. But how you doing there, Glenn? 12 after 1 on 560 WQAM.
Only one South Florida radio station has the hammer, and you're listening to it. Goldberg, weekday afternoons at 2, Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
This is Captain Dave.
This is your brain. Any questions?
I know I look sick. I know I look down. Can't move my face. Only a frown.
All of these things.
I am just wasted in clouds. I am just spaced out and down. Out cold on the street. Please bring me around. I'm wasted in clouds. It's hard to believe. Not a thing in my mind. My face is just blank all of the time. I am just wasted in clouds. I am just spaced out and down. You could call me an emotional guy. I'm just spaced out and fried.
Yes.
118.560 WQAM. Speaking of wasted and cloud, wasted and fried, here's Virginia Key.
How are you doing today?
All right, how are you?
Oh, pretty good actually. I got to do the WVUM reggae show, which I used to do for 4 or 5 years in the 90s, but over the holidays, over the New Year's, and we played a lot of collie conscious music.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of good callers calling 10 years. Callers from 10 years ago called in, so it was good.
Excellent.
I was bugging you. You were talking a while ago about delirium.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And the reason why I called in is because I finally got a copy of the extended CD set of Karma that has both CDs.
No, both CDs. What are you talking about?
See, George, yeah, I told you, if you ever want something digital, you should give me a ring.
Dude.
And Karma's got a double CD set where the first disc is the album, and the second disc is all their remix singles.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Now I feel like a schmuck because, as you heard, I actually went and bought this thing. I actually went and paid money for it. If I knew that there was one with 2 CDs on it, I would have definitely gone for that one.
Yeah, this two's got the remix of Silence, Euphoria, Flowers Become Screens, Incantation, Duende, and Heaven's Earth.
Everything is good on this thing, but I got to say that Duende is probably the best one.
Yeah, the single of that's not very good though. Just so you know, don't go out and spend $2.99 on the single; it blows.
By the disc, by the album. The whole thing is great. You can just let it play over and over and over.
I actually
again.
have the original sample material from that. The recorded Pygmies is on a Smithsonian disc, came out a few years back.
So the operative question is, how can, since you're at VUM, you can probably burn a CD copy, right?
No, I'm a sit-out DJ. But you know what? They always have them at Virgin.
At where?
At Virgin.
What, the site?
Yeah, no, Virgin Records. But yeah, you can get them on the internet also. But you got to look under imports. It's not a domestic.
Okay.
It's network records out of Canada.
All right, I had no idea. See, and I found this kind of by accident because of, if you heard the story, I was listening to the Broke Down Palace soundtrack, and they had Silence on there, and I went out and got it just because it was so good.
The remix of that's really good.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but it's the other stuff on here is so much better than that.
Yeah,
with all due respect to Sarah McLachlan.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Well, sometime we gotta hook up. We have to eventually get George listeners on a trip to Amsterdam.
Okay. I'm working on my papers even as we speak so that I can go over there.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You guys have a good day. Show sounds great.
You too. Thanks a lot. Because Al kept promising to at least pay my way during the cannabis festival. They have a pot festival, a big pot party over there, and he promised to pay my way once over there. And for all those reasons now, and I don't know if I should talk about this or not. Joe says that the people love the inside stuff. Apparently, these people, and by these people I mean Beasley Reed, are seriously considering letting him do the show from Toronto and or Amsterdam. I'm voting for Amsterdam.
How's he going to do that?
Over the line somehow.
No sound effects, no farts, no noise.
They would have to recreate the studio over there. Have a duplicate studio, a clone studio. Do we want to hear a little bit of this or not? Well, you don't think they're going to do it? They're saying that they'll think about it. They'll talk about it. Just recreate everything the way that it is here. Over there.
For additional years?
If they do that, maybe they could extend it a little bit. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. I'm still not tired of it. I gave it a rest because we got new CDs in the mail.
This is great. I don't remember this.
It's soothing and schmaltzy. Real good production value. Gwen still looks good with dark hair. Very good. Way better. She doesn't look nearly as washed out. She's got some color on her face. I'm giving her a second look now. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not all obsessed with blondes. I mean, blondes are great. Blondes are good. But it's, it's whatever. It's if it fits the hair. It's how it works, how it fits. And, of course, your girlfriend changes her hair color, what, every 5 minutes?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. That means once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Bi-weekly. I guess that's not bad. Here's West Palm. Hello.
Yeah, I've given you a good 35 minutes now. Your show's just terrible.
Right, well, then maybe you better find something to do.
Well, I'm going to switch over, but
good.
Why don't you give a little preparation before you get on the air? Just something. I mean,
why don't you give your life a little preparation?
Get on the internet and get some material. I mean, ask a friend or something.
Ask a friend. Maybe you'd like to do the show.
Terrible.
Maybe you'd like to do the show, sir.
You know what? I could do the show better.
Oh, hey, send a resume. Send a tape. Why don't you send a tape?
Sounds to me like there's going to be an opening soon, doesn't it?
Yeah. Why don't you come on over? Maybe you could fill it.
I mean, seriously though, think about something good and talk about it. You're just not awful. Not awful.
Okay. And you're still listening, and you're going to be listening after you hang up. Click.
Did you ask that guy to fill your opening?
Davey, hello. Not my opening. He said an opening.
Oh.
Maybe it's yours. Davey, hello.
Hey, George.
Hey, what?
I'll tell you what, he was a real nice one, wasn't he?
Oh, whatever.
Well, the simple fact is, why the hell listen if all you go
30 minutes.
Complain about what you're listening to?
How long does it take you to figure out that something sucks?
Yeah, exactly in 5 seconds at the moment.
Right.
But no, I called back because of
You called back?
Yeah.
You already called today?
Yeah, I called.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 call per day, sir. Even if you are the last call on the board, 1 call per day, which he's not. Miami, hello. Click. That was the last call per day. So hey. 121 on 121, 126. Don't go crazy. I'm not going to take it yet, or should I? I'll take a call. It'll be a crank. Miami, hello.
Hey, George.
Yeah.
As always, your show's great.
Oh, thank you.
The hell out of tapes. You're entertaining.
Dog, you're going to get that other guy calling back saying that you're wrong, even though he's not listening anymore.
No, I heard the guy, which is what prompted me to call. And he calls and says, your show sucks. And I've listened to every show you've done since, you started doing it. And your shows are always different, at least to a point. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of the religion stuff that keeps popping up. But
well, that's because
keep calling you with it because you continue to talk about it.
Right.
And one of the greatest things about listening to you, and I hate to say this, even opposed to Neil, you don't have to sit on hold forever. And please don't tell me because you don't have that many calls.
Nobody wants to talk to me. Although, since we've been on this station, you don't have to sit on hold to talk to Neil either. At IOD, it was a half hour, 45 minutes was the average hold time. Here, it's like 10, 15 minutes because people don't wait during the breaks. So whenever you call, you're the first person. Huh?
I'm a blue-collar worker. I work with my hands. I'm self-employed. I'm the only person in my company. So if I'm not, productively doing something, I'm not making money. So when I call to talk to Neil, if I've got to hang for, 13 minutes or so,
I know a lot
even
of
though it
can't.
really doesn't seem like much,
Right.
I can't hold through 2 breaks.
No problem. No waiting on the George shows.
Well, no, you never have a stop of callers. Your show never stops. You get on right away. You can say your piece. Somebody's talking to you whether you agree with it or not. You run a great show, and it's not boring in any way. I'm not a suck-up, and I'll prove it by telling you I turned Liz Wild on last night for the first time.
What, Dharma and Greg?
It was horrible.
What, Dharma and Greg?
No.
What?
She was talking to somebody about the Elion
Liz Wild
situation.
show. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
on AM. She replaced Brooke.
Great. Never heard her. Maybe I'll have to listen after.
Isn't she a hottie? Isn't Liz Wild supposed to be a hottie of some sort?
I don't know. I've never met the woman.
And we're watching a spy report on Casanova this morning. Somebody made some sort of disparaging comment about Neil.
Oh, what else?
Casanova actually stuck up for him to say, "Come on, that's not necessary."
All right.
It was refreshing.
Good. Say nice things about Neil.
Great show, George. Thanks for filling in.
You're welcome. And by the way, as far as the the thing, I stayed up doing lots of internet stuff. It never helped. The first show I did, I had like 6 pages of crap that I wrote down. It didn't help because the audience has their own agenda, or not. And I'm not the old man. I'm not going to sit here and talk for 4 hours to myself. We need, audience participation, or we'll play a lot of music. It's as simple as that. What?
Your show is exactly all that it can be because it's okay, you're doing the show today.
Yeah. It's like, with the exception of the vacation dates, which we have planned out, I never know when I'm doing the show except maybe the day before at best or that morning at worst while I'm dripping wet in the shower.
So to come in here and try to sit down with some contrived topic, today we're going to talk about how...
That's so lame, and the old man demonstrated that kind of talk is dead and died a long time ago, and we have the pictures of the funeral to prove it. 129 on 560 WQAM.
I'm not that talented or that intelligent.
Hi, I'm John Rocker. You know, when them leftist Major League Baseball pinko bags told me I couldn't swing at the ball with a burning cross, well, sir, I decided to open my own goddamn Christian-style restaurant, Rocker's Barbecue. At Rocker's Barbecue, we got a full menu of down-home cooking, like possum stew and leg of Negro, slow roasted over a spit. And every Friday night, we go Brazilian. Yee-haw! That's where I sashay around to my favorite dress and lob my skewer of meat on your table.
We don't let sticks or niggers and Jews in Rockers Barbecue.
26 till 2 on 560 WQAM, and thank you kindly to all those people calling off the air saying nice things about me. But isn't that always the case? Well, whatever. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 877-785-6345. It really doesn't make a difference. That's the toll-free number, by the way, nationwide. It really doesn't make a difference what these people think. Do you understand? The numbers are what they are. They don't make the decision for us. Do you know what I'm saying? The numbers do, and the old man. And we tried everything else. For the people that don't like me here, we tried everything else. Other guest hosts. Defo was one of them, by the way. And that was a sad, I mean, not sad as in, well, depending on who you ask, but it was brutal what the audience did to him, both while he was doing the show and in the days afterwards when Neil asked, how did he do? The audience was brutal to him.
What'd they do? What'd they say?
First of all we got is one crank after another, and I was there. I produced the thing, and I like Defo, and they didn't like him. I mean, how can I put it? They didn't like him filling in for the old man. A lot of people don't like me, but whatever. It's either me or Tapes. That's what we've come down to. Or Joe Costello, and he's going to be doing the show when? No, you don't want this, or do you?
I would like to do this type of show, but
not this time slot, not filling in for Neil,
No.
Because the audience is they're a bunch of animals. Mobile in Hialeah, hello.
Hollywood, Hialeah.
What is it? Mobile in West Palm, hello. I thought he said Howard. That's
Hey George, how
hello.
you doing?
Yeah.
The other week you were talking about you'd give quite a bit of money to have the experience of free floating, I believe was the term you used.
To go out in space as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this
have you ever heard of
a gay joke?
No.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of astral projection?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
I've ever tried it. It's a meditation thing, out of body experience. No, not for me. That's a mythology thing.
A mythology thing.
A mythology thing. I mean, if you meditate to a state where you think that you're outside your body, great, more power to you. But I mean,
it's a
you're getting into metaphysics there. To think that your perception can actually leave your body and go looking around somewhere. Sorry, that's a brain trick as far as I'm concerned.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing that separate and go somewhere else.
But you've never tried it.
Huh? I've never tried. When I was younger, I did meditating and did a whole bunch of other things. And when you meditate for a while, your brain starts playing tricks on you. Same thing with the sensory deprivation, which I haven't tried but would like to. Is your brain plays perception tricks on you.
Right. Well, this is actually a little different, and I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. When it happens right between being asleep and being awake. And if you do certain exercises, you can keep your mind awake, but your body falls asleep.
Like lucid dreaming?
Like lucid
when you're dreaming,
yeah.
You're dreaming, yeah. Well, that's great. They actually have devices that help you do that measure your heart rate, and then they give you like a little shock to kind of wake you almost all the way back up, so that it basically communicates to you when you're in your dream that it's a dream, and then you can start taking control. Which
right,
is great.
and and if you can do that, you can experience quite a few things, whether it's reality or not.
Yeah, but it's a brain trick, and I'd rather have the real thing. And thank you very much. We actually have some calls, and I don't even know why. That's fun, lucid dreaming. When you realize that you're God, it's never happened to you. When you realize that you're dreaming in your dream.
Absolutely, happens all the time.
And then don't you at that point take charge? Don't you realize that everything that's going on is and you're God, essentially?
I try to, but then it usually spins out of control.
Oh, and it wakes you back up? Sometimes, but I've had
a beautiful blonde walks out of
really
the room.
Good lucid dreams. You know what's funny? You'd think that I would start conjuring up naked women and having them all right there. No, I fly. I leave the ground and I go.
But that's not important right now. Did you say you want to try autoerotic asphyxiation?
No, I did not say that. I want to try sensory deprivation. Yeah, that's all. The tank. That tank, like they did on The Simpsons, where he goes, "Can you pee in here?" Miami, hello.
Hey, George, how are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing great. I listen to Neil a lot, and about 3 or 4 days ago, I heard you for the first time, and for the first maybe 5 minutes, I was a little taken back on, what's this guy about? But listen, you got a great take on things, and coming from Miami, and I'm a gringo. I appreciate your take on a lot of stuff. It's heartfelt and honest. And the other thing I like about you is your new music thing.
Oh, thank you. Not so much new as it is different. I just try to play stuff that you're not going to hear on the radio down here, which is a lot because the radio down here is so freaking lame.
Right, I know it is. I was actually out last weekend at a place at Hooligans, and they had a band in there from Miami. I think they're called the Rogues, and they were playing some of their own stuff. I guess they're releasing an album in March, and it was fantastic. Not like the Allman Brothers Clapton style. They got about 7-piece band, and I'm looking forward to it. So maybe if I go there this weekend, I'll tell them to send you a copy. But it's great stuff.
Excellent. No, I'll listen to anything new. I mean, it's out there. People are making music every day. Something new is going on, and God bless them. I don't know how they're going to get heard because these companies don't know what's good. And the PDs, the program directors, these are the people that are picking music for you. And trust me, I've met many, many program directors. There isn't a one of them whose musical taste you would trust. With all due respect to Kid Curry, by the way. But yeah, you wouldn't want to, and they're all using their own taste. You understand that these are old guys in suits using their own taste to program to you.
Exactly.
So, there's no hope, really.
Exactly. But keep up the good work, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. 2042-560 QAM.
Why you do this to me?
Oops.
Please, Timmy. I'm afraid.
Feeling sexy? Feeling kinky? Feeling old? Then come into Fredericks of Hollywood, Florida. Retirement haven to the elderly. So you wear a plastic hair bonnet when it's sunny out and a fur coat during the summer. Big deal. That doesn't mean you can't don some crotchless panties and a barbed wire bra tonight.
What, honey, look at these rubber panties. You'd look great in these.
No, Grandma, check out this G-string and see-through halter top combination. Wow.
Oh, that is nice, dear. I can see myself really getting into that little number. Can't you?
Bring the husband, bring your family, bring your bed nurse, and come into Fredericks of Hollywood, Florida. Look for one in the retirement community near you.
16 till 2 on 560 WQAM. See the almost suicide attempt over here? The Spanish language soap operas, there's at least a murder or a suicide or at least a tearful, agonizing suicide attempt once per week. Well, this woman's not uncute, but she's wearing a nice top. See what I mean? It's hit or miss. You gotta wait, but it'll always come around. If you watch the whole hour or at least like a week's worth, it'll always, no bra, but it'll always come around. Or if they are wearing a bra, it's like the really push up bustier half bra kind.
She has the little freckles on her chest.
Little freckles, right? Very white bread Latina with all the freckles. Freckles aren't bad. I don't mind freckles. A lot of people mind freckles. You don't. I don't.
I don't mind as long as they're not grotesque.
You can connect the dots. As long as it's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. So it's good that we don't have any calls on the board because didn't I say that I wanted to play Jimmy's Chicken Shack? And I was afraid I wouldn't have time, and now I do.
No.
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 Don't cut! Don't cut!
Oh!
No! Okay! You turd.
Are you sure?
All right. I like it.
Want to score some pot? They're smoking it out in the Everglades.
quarter spot's not good. It's great.
Eleven till 2, 560 WQAM, Miramar. Hello. Hello, Miramar.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing, man. What's up?
Let
I
me
can barely
ask
hear
you
you.
a question. How come nobody has thought up a video game? I'm talking about as far as inside the arcade of Pokemon, where you would battle the various Pokemon.
Well, as far as an arcade game, they might, as far as I know. I don't get into too many arcades lately, except, what you see in the theater lobbies and whatnot. There must be. I mean, they have the handheld game. They have, I don't know, I guess they have it for Sega or one of those things, Genesis. Well, I just got Pokemon Yellow for the kids, so I know they have the game.
Do they have it on PlayStation or something like that?
Game Boy, color Game Boy.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah?
I don't want the handheld.
Nobody wants the handheld. I'm right there with you, but probably, if they don't have it here, they have it over in Japan. In Japan, they have different Pokemon games where it's like you actually play the game, and if you win, you get a prize. The machine dispenses a prize.
Oh,
and I'm thought now that's a good thing. That's a good approach. When can we get those over here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not talking about the mechanical claw game. It's actually a game of skill, and if you get so many points, it spits like a Pokemon card, a holofoil or something at you.
Oh, I see. So what about all right, so this is the next question. Let's say I have a Pokemon, right? Let's just say they really existed.
A real Pokemon. Okay.
Why would all right, we'll take Pikachu. If I had Pikachu, does it necessarily mean that his evolved state would beat him simply because he's more evolved?
Not if you watch the show. Pikachu beats everybody. Pikachu beats giant whatever giant Gengasaurs. Pikachu zaps him and beats him.
I mean, can Jigglypuff? Will Wigglytuff beat Jigglypuff?
Wigglytuff beats anybody, especially if he's got a bench full
of Pokemon. What are you talking about, man?
I'm going to get you a deck, and then I'm going to get you addicted to it. Fort Myers, hello.
George, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Do you like that Jimmy's Chicken Shack remix?
Who doesn't?
That one's kind of lame, dude.
There's a better version of that song?
Oh, you know better than that.
No, I don't.
Dude, that's off their, I don't know, I think it's their second actual album. What the hell's it called? The actual one you buy in the stores, not mixed like that? With High on it?
This is a compilation. This is from Hempilation, which is all pot songs.
Oh, dude, like that one, like I said, that one's remixed with that beat in there. That kind of sucks. The actual rock tune is on the regular disc.
I had no idea.
It's called
Almost.
I know, almost. It's got feathers on it. I can't think what the hell the name is, but the whole disc is.
All right, well, here's call number 2, making me feel musically stupid. Thanks a whole lot. 8 till 2 on 560 WQAM.
I'm here to lead the Catholics like no one ever did. Brainwash the heretics who live their life in sin. I will travel across the world, speaking against new thoughts and ideas, and continue to dress like a girl until they learn to fear. And get religion just like me, and join the Archdiocese. Catholic real estate is what we must demand. Believe what I say to you. That my fairy tales are true, or I'll lift my dress and say peekaboo. Oh, look at my wrinkly balls.
4 till 2. Sorry, I was swallowing a loogie. 4 till 2 on 560 WQAM. So pushing the salmonella envelope, or do you say envelope?
I say envelope.
I say tomato. Pushing the salmonella envelope is the name of the Jimmy's Chicken Shack album that I have to go buy, and I will, unless one of my CD ladies out there has one in the back of her car, in the trunk. And thank you, Tracy Neely, by the way, for the package I just got. I listened to more of it. One of the CDs was good, and I forget what it was called now, but it was like every other word was the F word, and I didn't want to take the time to bleep it before the show this morning. And that other Delirium thing really pisses me off because now I got to go spend more money. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'd known that thing existed, I would have bought them both. But now I'm going to have an extra Delirium copy. You can't have it. I'm going to give it to one of my nieces.
I want it.
You can't have it. Hollywood, hello.
Hey, George.
Hey, what?
Happy New Year to you guys.
You too, sir.
Hey, look at that. I just want to tell you your show Monday and today has been great.
Thank you, sir.
Music rocks.
It's been brutal doing it.
Tell you what, I would like to hear a little more of the CD you received Monday from Tracy Neely.
What, the Eels?
I don't know if that's the one or not, but he says
Yeah.
the song is It's a Goddamn Good Day.
Yeah.
You recall that one?
That was Eels.
That's good. Good listening, George.
Go get it when it gets released. You see there, I was kind of lukewarm on Eels. You don't like them at all. Not even the one song that I played earlier?
No, they're okay. They're just very vanilla.
It's like road trip music when you're on those long North Carolina road trips.
With the Griswolds, yeah.
With the Griswolds. But we've got all this positive response from it. Other people liking it way more than we do. Here's Miami. Hello, probably a crank.
George.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right.
I was listening to the other question on the guy that was
She was running. Go
Hello?
ahead, I'm sorry. Nothing. Sorry, inside thing.
The other guy that was asking about Pokemon games. There is a great game, and it's in Japan. It's not released here. It's called Pokemon Arena 64. And it is like one of those fighting games, like a Mortal Kombat Street Fighter game.
This is an arcade game you're talking about.
It's a game for Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
But it's not released.
He doesn't like that, and I know where he's coming from because I don't like to play with my thumbs either.
I got
Or
you.
video games either.
I got you. But it's a great game, though.
Okay.
Great.
It doesn't give you a prize, though, I'm sure, like these Japanese things. I told you about that magazine so that I could price some of the cards that we have. Turns out we have some pricey cards. And we're, of course, doing the stupid thing and playing with them, shuffling them over and over again, playing with them. Not all of them. Some of them we keep pristine. But some of them are just too damn powerful not to play with if you're going to play Pokemon with your kid. So they're there. And I'll get you a starter deck. I'll get you one. Destroy your life.
I don't want one.
It won't destroy your life, actually. It'll just stay in a drawer, and you'll have it. You'll put it in your toy display case.
Very expensive hobby.
What is it?
I've already got a very expensive hobby. I don't need another.
The car thing? Yeah, but you can't die playing Pokemon.
Exactly.
Should I play Duende again? I don't have time for it. We only have a minute and a half. No Alien. Joe's going to be wearing his button. There's no Alien button at Miami International Airport today. I think you should take two, one for the front, one for the back, just so that no one is confused about where you stand on the issue.